Hello, one and all. Welcome back once again to Notte Eterna. I am Kevin, your humble game master this evening and host here of the channel, U.S. Ambassador to Notte Eterna here in the States. If you have been watching so far, you know that we are here at the finale of another great arc with amazing players that surround me, folks that I've been very honored to call friends, and very even more especially honored to be called people that I share this table with. So it's been fun. We won't get too sentimental until later when everyone's dead. But if you are just turning into Notte Eterna for the first time, this is a new Grimdark 5th edition campaign setting created by Jason Forbes and published by Ali Rebelli over in Italy, making its debut here in the States. Very successful Kickstarter recently, and it's currently in pre-order. If you want to get the books yourself, you can go to the link tree located above Adrian's head. Has all those cool things. You can download a quick start guide as well as learn a little bit about the world and fall in love with the Eternal Night like we all have. Around me, you will see 4 awesome players. They've really brought a lot to these characters, so much so they've been in 2 complete arcs with them. You can catch the first arc, Blood Domain, over on Twitch and on the YouTube channel, and the previous episodes of this in the same spots. This is the finale, so let's see what kind of mischief we can get into. Let's meet these dramatis personae, shall we? We'll start right here on my side. Adrian, welcome back, my friend. Always great to see you, you dashing rogue, you.
Thank you for having me. It has been such a pleasure to play with all of you wonderful people and to play none other than Sir Caden Elias, otherwise known as Cade, the Wandering Knight, the Crusader of the Dark. I remember when I first heard about Notte Eterna and then like how this dark fantasy setting was going to be, and the idea of playing this dark wandering knight, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try to make him funny. So I was like, I'm gonna try. He will be the lights inside, and it's been really fun to playing that kind of a dashing kind of knight, but he's got a little darkness in him, as everyone does, but I've been having so much fun bringing his character to life and seeing how the story's developed with all of his friends, and I'm really, really excited to see how tonight plays out. So thank you again for having me.
Absolutely. Couldn't do it without you, my friend. Glad to have you back. Can't wait to see what we do this evening. On the other side of me is a stranger not at all to the channel. Beth has been in multiple arcs, and I'm so thrilled to have you back again playing Isra. Beth, tell us a little about Isra and about yourself. What's going on with you today?
Yeah, what's going on is I don't want this to end, but this is how it has to be. I'm continuing to play Isra tonight, and it's been a lot of fun. Kind of like what Adrian said, I had to figure out how to, in this really dark setting with some heavy backstory stuff, also create a character who I could be a ham with, and I think that we've accomplished that. So yeah, it's been super fun. I'm very glad that we have gone into this second arc so we could see a little bit more development of these characters, and who knows what'll happen tonight, but I know it's going to be fun.
Oh yes. Fun will definitely be one word of what we'll be having tonight, and I'm so glad you're here, Beth. This has been amazing. It's always a joy to sit with you, so thanks for being here. Down below, we're going to go to Deb. Deb, welcome back. Deb, you are just the main character, the shiny, well, not main character, you're all main characters. You are the character, though, that I'm going to say you're like the heart of the team. So tell us a little bit about Flora.
It has been so much fun to play Flora. She's quirky, and I'm really sad that this is maybe my last opportunity to bother Isra with my doll. So we'll see where that goes. But Flora is a dance macabre bard, and she is just a delight to play all the time. And I can't wait. I have no idea what to expect, and I can't wait to see where this goes.
Oh yes. Deb, this is going to be great. I appreciate you as well. This has been fun. We're gonna rock and roll. And with our last player, our producer for the channel, Miko, welcome back, my friend. Looking very dapper in your hoodie tonight. Tell us a little bit about what you're doing tonight and who you are playing, please.
Hello, everyone. I'm glad to be back. I am playing everyone's favorite resident dark cleric, Kalim. He has perhaps, if we're continuing anything from the previous episode, I think we have. If that continues, he's going to be showing a lot more emotion than he has before. Hello, Kat. Yes, I'm very much looking forward to seeing how all of this concludes, and whether or not Kalim actually survives the next day or not. We'll see.
Juicy. Everybody is so worried about all this death and mayhem and
I'm not worried
dismemberment,
about
and
it.
I'm
I'm
not
expecting
sure.
it.
Oh, I see. I see. Yes, so as you can see, 4 great folks. We've got a great rapport going on, so this is going to be a lot of fun. Without any further ado, let's take a moment to dive fully into Notte Eterna and begin part 4 of Blood Rites, known as Bloodshed. Oh, all their faces went up at that.
You should let us know the names of, these episodes before
I should, but that's how we do. Within the Eternal Night, there are 2 types of creatures, those that hunt and those that are hunted. And over the course of the time that we have seen our heroes venture into the Eternal Night and venture into the Blood Domain, first to save the missing daughter of a friend, and now to save one of their own, we have learned that the lines between the hunter and hunted are often blurred. Specifically, this group, finding themselves once again within the Blood Domain, the realm of the Hijlaki, the High Vampires, those who rule with an iron fist and an even tougher draw on the blood. They have found themselves in the midst of a little bit of a trouble. Previously, our resident dance macabre bard, Flora, allowed herself to be a willing sacrifice to stay behind to save the life of a young girl. Unfortunately, that was in vain, as the young lady was simply a ticking time bomb to destroy our party and to rip them apart from within. They have returned to save Flora. Recently reunited, they have discovered that there is much more afoot. For the Blood Matron herself, Namasria, has come to the Blood Domain to enact the Blood Rite, a mysterious rite, a mysterious sacrifice, a mysterious ritual that will need the blood of one of those who carries within them a dark entity spirit, Isra. Being a spiritualist warlock, she has a spirit within her that holds a key to the power of the blood that runs through Flora's veins. But however, her friend and father figure Kalim will not let such a thing happen. As a sworn cleric of the darkness itself, he has been reborn with a divine purpose. And of course, Cade, well, he's here to get hit on. So let's go ahead and dive right back into the Blood Rites arc. When we pick up specifically, our attention is drawn to there is a house on the southern side of the city of Spires. The house is older, and once upon a time there was a family of 3 that lived there. A mother, human, a father, elven, and their young daughter. Over time, the parents were absconded with or even slain by the dark presences here, forcing their daughter, Regia, to become a hunter in her own right and to strive to make right and to try to find a way to survive in the Eternal Night the best way she can. Fate has brought her back home with a group that she has befriended and has gone against her vows to aid the Hijlaki against the Great Dark, a mysterious entity summoned to destroy them all in purpose. Specifically in this moment as we come in, we will find that at the table that once served as the centerpiece for the dinners between mother, father, and daughter is Regia, sitting across the table from a rather disturbing doll. What does the doll say to Regia, Deb?
It stares at her for a long time. And then I think it says, "You better have a plan."
Regia leans real close. and is about to flick the nose of the doll when she hears a familiar voice from nearby. Cade Elios, tall, dashing figure that he is, strides into the room having just recently woken up, and yet despite the fact that he has recently woken up, his hair is perfectly coiffed, not a bit of spittle upon his cheek or chin, not a bit of sleep in his eye. Cade, what do you think when you see this really strange moment of this woman, this hardened warrior, this hardened huntress sitting across from this creepy, disturbing-ass doll?
I think Cade will take a step in, thinking to himself, "Yeah, today's going to be a day. Today's going to be what the?" And we'll kind of pause for a moment. If he had anything in his mouth, he probably would have done a spit take, but he's like, he's going to sit there silently, and he's listening to see. Cade has never actually heard the doll speak, so anytime people are freaked out with the doll, he's just like, okay, I don't know what's wrong with these people. So now he just sees Redia staring across the table with the doll, just kind of staring at each other, and
It slowly moves its head to look at Cade.
oh hell no. Just like, he's gonna go stand behind Redia and just be like, did the doll just move?
I've been trying to figure out if it's been moving for the better part of an hour. It's just a spell your friend's got on it, right? I mean, it's a trick.
Yeah. It's got to be. Is the doll like following me? Like I'm gonna sit down next to Redia. Just.
I was wondering the same thing. Look at how it moves when I do this. You're seeing this, right?
You guys split in different directions. The eyes
The
separate.
eyes. It's creepy.
And
Like I'm just gonna stare at the table. I'm just like, let's. Can we put something over its head? I mean, just
Lampshade.
just gonna. Yeah.
In fact, as you split, and the doll does seem to slowly split its eyes snap back into focus at the third figure and fourth figure who have entered into the room. The fourth figure closing up the magical spell that helped you all rest for the night and get a full rest, a full sleep. The doll looks upon the third figure, and Isra, that doll just bores straight into your soul.
Oh, good morning. I see you're enjoying your time with our friend.
This thing's your friend.
No, not at all. But you kind of grow used to it.
Right. So, what's the plan, heroes? Redra says, turning to all of you. Oh, great.
Wait, are you expecting me to have a plan? My only plan is to leave this world like I entered this world, butt naked and screaming. So,
Really?
pretty much. So, point me to the danger, boss. Let's do this.
Well, I hoped you'd have a better plan than that. I mean, if you want to spend the rest of your time fooling around, I mean, that's fine, but it's not going to help anything against the blood rite that's going on.
Oh yeah, about that.
Yes, because if you recall, your friend decided to have the spirit that they wanted ripped out of her body, and with it came blood that seemed to have already started said ritual. So I was really hoping that you had a plan, Countess. Did you have a better idea of what we can do? I told you all that I know about the blood rite, so I don't really know what else I can help with. But I'm like Cade. If you want to point me at something and have me stab it or shoot it, that's fine too.
All right. So how do we stop this blood rite?
Well, I'm not sure what you can do once it's been started, but how about you, priest? Do you have any ideas, any thoughts? Or are you used to just stitching things back up?
Is that supposed to be an insult?
Did you take it as one?
I am not certain how to take it. That is why I asked if it was supposed to be one or not.
Well, no, I didn't mean it as an insult. I was just asking if you have any ideas other than just stitching something back closed. I mean, you have and she points at the needle that's been threaded through part of your tunic.
Well, my only question at this point is whether or not we should stop this blood ritual.
Go on. I thought that was like, okay, so if I get this straight, if the Countess summons the dark evil will destroy all the vampires and we win, right? So,
I am failing to understand the many aspects of what we are dealing with here. In the conversations that I have only been tangentially related to, it seems as though they are attempting to use the Great Dark for some maleficent purpose, but that purpose is not fully understood, at least by me. So if any of you have an insight into that I do not, then that would be most appreciative, because as far as I am concerned, the Great Dark can have at these vampire heathen for all I care, and it can just be left to that, and we can leave this forsaken land and find a different forsaken land to take up home in. I have long since worn out any desire of ever remaining in this place.
Well, I do know that they want to use the ritual. They want to use the blood to somehow give the Great Dark physical form. Once it's an actual being, then they plan on killing it somehow. Other than that, they've never been able to stop the Great Dark before. That's why they've had us hunting around trying to stop it, or hunting more specifically the person who might be able to do such a ritual. Well, I mean, we all slept through the night, so they're probably at least, I don't know, halfway, 2/3 of the way done. I mean, I don't know. I'm just guessing. I'm conjecturing here.
Kev, would when I had the spirit ripped from my body and soul, would I feel any particular way about sort of like what direction we should go with this? Does that impact anything, or?
Yeah, go ahead and make a perception check, please.
Fantastic. At disadvantage. Ooh, okay. 22.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice indeed. You do have a feeling, a very slight tingling upon you. You don't hear the voice of that spirit any longer, but you do have that very minor connection to it still, and you can feel that it is still relatively in the same area that you guys all left it. Pretty much in the center of the city, near the obelisk of the vanquished, the spirit resides. You can't tell what's going on with it, or specifically what it's doing, but you can very distinctly, very distantly, however, feel that it's still there.
Okay. So, is the idea that if we don't do anything, this Great Dark will continue to live, and I guess then the Hishlaki will, perhaps rise up and become even worse than they already are, or we could get rid of this, leave the Great Dark, and that sounds terrible.
Well, part of the magic that's bounded to this place makes it so it pretty much only attacks them, so I don't think it's going to do anything to us. I hope not. But anyway,
I think perhaps it has a certain affinity for myself at the very least, and would have no issue at all in at least trying to defeat me.
Yeah, what's with that?
Jealousy, I imagine.
You are pretty dark, I'm not gonna lie.
You know, that brings up a good question. Since my chosen enemy is undead, I don't get any like weird feelings from Colin.
You've
Like, wait a
always had a
second.
weird feeling from
I was
Kalim.
just like, you've been kind of like, you know, you haven't really been going on the radar yet, of the undead radar. It was like, it's kind of a faint.
It's right
kinda-
right there on the edge of it.
Right,
Though.
right. I'm like,
Kalim exists in this like halfway state between life and death.
right. So it's like there are times where it kind of feel kind of funny, and then I don't. I'm like, okay, I could see that.
I imagine there's actually been times where it has pinged really hard as well, where you've sensed like when he's gone full dark mode and wanted to fuck some shit up, that you've been a little bit scared of what does that mean. But for the most part, no, he's totally fine.
Cade, what is your passive perception?
My passive perception is 17.
Okay. As you're all having this conversation, as Regis says what she says to Kalim, you do find yourself idly wondering what you, as a player, were just voicing aloud. And in this moment, when you look at Kalim, you notice something that you had not fully noticed before. There's a slight, you look a little closer, crack on his chin. A small break, almost like porcelain, up the side of his face. About 2 inches in length. It's not completely straight, it is slightly jagged, but it does, as you find yourself moving even closer, it does resemble a crack, as if in porcelain or some sort of clay.
Oh, interesting. Cade will kind of
Because you see everything, you see him moving closer and looking at you.
Yeah, I'm moving a little closer to you. And like, when's the last time you looked in the mirror?
I have no memory of looking in the mirror.
You just got a little something on your chin, and it's gonna try to rub it off as if it were dirt. You know, like siblings do. You got a little dirt. It coming off?
It does not come off. And
Is
when
this
you
something
feel-
that I know, like undead, like a crack? Like, is this something I've seen, like some sort of disease or some kind of fault in skeletons or undead of any sort?
Go ahead and make a Arcana check, or just a regular straight intelligence check. Because it's your favorite enemy, you could probably use wisdom if that's higher.
19.
19. It looks like, as you're really close and looking at it and rubbing it, and it does actually feel like a small cleft in this chin. It actually feels like a break, like a crack. It would look like something that happens you see in more extended undead, things that have been dead for a long time. It's it's like the connective part of his skin is starting to break down, almost like he's I don't want to say rotting. That's a bit of a strong word for you, Cade, but it is almost like he is starting to break down a little bit. Maybe it's all the emotions.
Aren't we all?
Aren't we all? Right?
Cade will place a hand on Kalim's shoulder. Are you feeling okay?
I am well. Are you okay?
Oh yeah, no, I'm fine. I just want to make sure you're ready for the day ahead. That's all.
Flynn places both hands on Cade's respective shoulders, looks him square in the eye, and says, I am more prepared today than I was yesterday.
Good answer. I like that. Well, let's hope the day rings true. So, is there a way to alter the ritual where they will summon the Great Dark in its non-physical form and basically bring upon their own doom? Like, is there a way to like throw off an ingredient or like change a word or interrupt them at a specific point where, you know, something will happen and it'll mess the whole thing up?
I just don't know. I'm not really versed in that kind of stuff, despite the fact that I have a long family line of people who are elven and study magical stuff. I don't really have time for that, so I don't really know. Any of you mess with that kind of stuff? How about you, Isra? Clearly you've messed around with stuff like that before, right? I mean, just last night you were looking all and stuff, you know?
Yeah, and you had like double voice, and then
Yeah,
like, like the shadows started flowing, and you know, your eyes turn all red and blank, and
Hey, you get possessed and see what you look like, sir. Do not talk about my daughter in such ways.
oh, I didn't mean
It
it in a
sounds
negative way. I was just saying.
like I looked very cool.
Yeah, you look like a badass.
The thing is, I don't. It's not something that I have spent time studying or anything. It's just kind of there.
Yeah.
So I don't think I know anything that would be helpful.
How about you, Countess?
Kalim will turn to Flora and say, "What do you think that we should do?"
I don't know that I'm the one to ask. You've all seen how well my last plan turned out.
Your plan was fine. There was nothing wrong with what you had planned. And that is why all of us are together. If something is not planned well, we are all responsible for helping to make it such. But it is not a plan that I am necessarily asking for as much as a direction, a way in which we should be guided morally in this situation. As I have no care in the moment for the people that live here, vampire or not, Ijlaki or otherwise. I may not be of best judgment and mind for making decisions. And so I look to you to guide my conscience in this day.
I mean, Flora, you got to know, the people, they've been changed by the choice you made. The people here, they've been emboldened. They've seen that there is a way to stand up to the Ijlaki once and for all. And, I mean, you saw earlier when we escaped, they'll stand with you. They need a leadership, someone who is not a bloodsucker, who would be willing to lead them into a new direction. I mean, you kind of already volunteered, so...
I mean, you kind of are the Countess.
Yeah.
We still don't know if that stands. But we started this whole journey trying to help a friend. And it didn't work out for him the way that we hoped. But I do think we can help others. The Ijlaki cannot stand.
So you want to stop the ritual so that the Great Dark will stay the big creepy thing that hunts the hunters.
That does seem like the easiest path.
Well, I hate to say it, but Cade, you're right. We just have to kill Isra then, and she'll reach for a dagger on her side.
Whoa. We haven't even had breakfast. Hold on.
Oh, yeah.
That was supposed to be a secret.
Oh. Well, you kind of said it in front of everybody, so I didn't think it was
it was
secret,
kind of
but...
like, I didn't think it was implied. I mean, it was kind of implied, but it wasn't direct, you know, like... But I mean, okay, it's on the table now.
Kalim is staring directly at Cade.
It's on the table. It's not. It's an option. It's not a good option. Not a good option. It's not my number one. It's not even my number two.
you three were all there. You heard him say that, right? You heard him say, we just need to kill Isra and it's fine. I mean, you guys were there, right? I'm not imagining that.
It's definitely makes things more interesting.
Without anyone seeing it move, the doll is suddenly standing in front of Isra, facing Regia.
Oh, that creepy little angel.
Killing Isra won't work because the spirit's already out of her. She was the vessel.
Yeah.
So stand down.
Do they still need her for something, though?
Considering where we are at, they probably need her blood.
Hmm.
I mean, I think the idea was going to be that the spirit was going to be inside of her, and they were going to use her blood while the spirit was inside of her to complete the ritual. But now the spirit's not inside of her, so.
But they will probably find a way to bind its possession to someone else and use someone else's blood of the possessed, sort of whatever it is. I grow tired at trying to understand the machinations of these fools. I must step outside into the darkness for a short period of time and prepare myself. When I return, let me know what it is that I am to kill.
We'll do.
And
We'll do.
Kalim will go over, grab Isra's hand for just the briefest of squeezes, and nod at her before looking back at Flora and nodding as well. And then staring long, painful daggers at Cade before glancing at Regia and looking back at Cade.
What?
And then,
as
exit
you
through
leave,
the door.
As he exits, you will hear Cade. Is there a way to have the spirit possess the doll instead? It has no blood. Maybe it can possess an item.
Wow. I mean, how would we even... Regia turns and she realizes the doll staring by... That she moves kind of across the room. Yeah, maybe.
Although if you did that, for certain, the Great Dark would become the most powerful being in the universe.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, this is like the prologue to the Great Dark Doll of Doom.
This entire arc has been leading up to the BBEG. Here we go. The Doll of Darkness. Oh, that's interesting. I'm gonna write that down. The Doll of Darkness.
The Dark Brat. Doll.
The Dark Brat. Dark Barbie. It's all Barbie, right? I'm
stepping outside to prepare spells and such.
Yeah. As Kate steps outside to commune with the darkness and to...
Tell him.
Kate,
Don't take that away from me. Come on, that's my thing. Kate's got enough of his own thing.
Indeed, he does.
Kalim needs this body break.
As Kalim steps outside to make himself in one with the darkness, to commune his divinity back into himself, to prepare for the final battle that is probably coming, Flora, as he steps out of the room, out of the doorway, there is a twing, almost like if someone were to be playing a harp and one of the strings were to suddenly snap and break. And despite himself, you notice that Kalim, as he steps through the door, his step falters for just a second. He doesn't fall, he doesn't trip. He just, you notice with the sound, almost as if as he's walking, he just sways different for a second. Corrects himself, keeps walking. Kalim, you don't even seem to have noticed that this happened to you. You go outside, become one with the dark.
Okay.
Flora will walk over to the door and just leave it cracked a little bit and pay sort of half attention to what's happening in the room and keep an eye on Kalim.
And then in this moment, what does everybody else do? What sort of preparations do you all wish to make? Is there any sort of other planning that you all want to try to do to try to figure out what it is you're going to do to combat this?
Well, so if this spirit of the Great Dark needs a vessel with blood, maybe, they could just take anyone else, but someone else might not be able to handle it. So if I I could take it back. And I don't know if that would help or be worse.
That sounds dangerous.
Yes. I don't know what our other choices are. Would the doll work? Does it have a mind? I don't really know.
Seems like a pretty dangerous way to play with children. I mean,
I suppose.
What does that spirit want with you?
That is the question. We've met before, just like Kalim and Cade, and I was injured by it. But I'm not the only one. So I don't really know why me specifically.
Kate at this point is just kind of just pacing the room. But you've used its power, right? You've allowed it in the past to, I don't know, project out of you in combat.
Yes, it didn't really feel like just this one. I have lots of spirits that aid me and give me direction when I
Okay.
fight.
Okay.
But
And
yeah,
well, even though it's gone from you, it's been expelled, it's been taken away, do you still have enough of a residual link to find it? Like, could you lead us to the spirit?
yeah, it's right out there. Just sort of where we were. Didn't really go anywhere.
yeah, but how busy is that going to be? I mean, the entire town could be waiting for you guys to come back.
That's true. But what does this Great Dark want exactly? Because if it's just to inhabit a body, there are plenty.
I think it just wants to hunt. I think it just wants to destroy the Hijlaki. I mean, that's what it was summoned for. It was some sort of curse, might be a strong word, but it was some sort of retribution for them not fulfilling part of a deal that they made with the tyrant. He cursed them, he sicked it upon them, and it hunts them ever since the darkness fell and they made the deal with him. And well, now he's gone, and it still hunts because, you know, it's an immortal creature made out of shadow and stuff.
Okay, so if they're going to summon it to put it into a physical form, I'm assuming they will want the weakest physical form for it to embody.
We have to protect Cade at all costs, everybody.
Oh, if only. So, I mean, I'm just trying to understand, are we going to go like, are we looking for like a child? Like, is it going to be summoned into a baby or something?
I'm not killing a baby. I mean, even I have limits. I mean, that might explain, though, why they were taking all those young ladies before, remember? They were gathering them all up, looking for a special one. Geez, Countess, maybe they wanted you, being somebody who can control and hear and listen to the undead and that weird song that they all sing. Maybe they somehow wanted to use you to do that. I mean, that's why they turned your mom. As they wanted to draw you out, to draw you back, to get that connection. I think they thought maybe that she had that power too, but no, she just kind of went crazy, and that was that. I mean, I'm not talking bad about her, but I mean, you saw she kind of had some issues when it all happened.
So
I
what do
don't-
we do? We stop the ritual? We reclaim the soul?
We stop the ritual. We let the soul enter your body, Florida, and as the super beast, you destroy all the Hishlaki. And then we will separate the spirit from you again, and then everything will be right. Hopefully. It only goes for undead, right? It won't kill humans. I'm good, right? We're fine.
I'm alive.
Oh yeah. You're alive too. We'll be fine. We're running out of time.
I'm
need
gonna
it.
go get some fresh air while the rest of you figure this out.
Jeez.
She stands up, she looks around. It's that fucking doll. Okay. And then she crosses over to the front door. As she crosses over and exits out of the front door, Kalim outside. How exactly do you commune with the dark? What is your process like? What do we see when Reggie comes up on you?
First of all, she doesn't see Kalim. He
Sure.
is literally sitting
What
in
do
a shroud.
we see?
He is literally sitting in a shroud of darkness that is completely and utterly opaque. He basically like steps into an area of shadow and it turns like almost onyx black opaque in darkness. And it's a situation, it's one of the few situations in which he attunes his perceptive awareness to the infinite expanse that is the darkness of the universe. Everything about the material world kind of goes away, and to a layperson, it might look that he would be in meditation or prayer or something of the like. But for him, it is literally sending his consciousness into this eternal void and expanse, and listening to the voices of the powerful entities that reside within it, and garnering their favor to empower his ability.
I love that. Usually this is done in silence, a certain kind of just communion that you have that is unheard, unspoken. That darkness becomes whole, even on the spoken word or the sound. But this time, you hear a distant voice. Kalim. There's almost time, my love. We have been apart for so long. We will see each other again. How is our daughter?
I assume Kalim has never heard Sophia's voice since losing her.
No, he is not. But it is her voice now that you do hear.
I think Kalim resists responding. I think it shakes him a little.
Okay. The voice sounds slightly closer. Are you willing to do what you have to do, my love? Will I see you again?
He shakes away all of the reverie and pulls out of it, coming back into the world.
As you come back, you notice now that there is a presence of a figure who is walking through the shadows, herself kind of blending in amongst them, but you do recognize, because Kalim, your perception is forever honed and forever tuned by the dark. You do see Regia as she walks. For that split second, you thought it might have been Sophia because of how off guard that puts you, but you do see Regia, and as you see her stop, you see she's standing up and she's got something in her hand, and she looks at you, she goes, "Is this what I think it is?" And she holds up a very familiar looking top hat.
Yes, it is.
I think they found your driver.
That would be likely. Come inside.
Okay. She
Kalim will make
actually
his
goes
way
inside
in.
first.
As soon as Kalim enters, he approaches Flora, locking eyes with her as he walks across the room, and she can tell there is genuine fear upon his face.
And you also hear, Flora, that the music that accompanies him is different. It's in a different key. It's as if something has changed about his very presence.
Did something happen?
There is something in the eternal void of the darkness that is beckoning me in ways that I am not comfortable with. I have always been tasked with using the dark here. And now there is voices of my beloved calling me to an end. And I do not understand it.
And your driver's hat. And she chucks it on the table.
Yes, and it looks like they have taken David.
What? Oh.
Flora will reach for Kalim's hand and just hold it.
Kind of, you can feel that he's attempting to squeeze her hand, but he's also purposefully avoiding squeezing her hand for fear that he would break her hand. Yeah.
I mean, your driver, he's pretty weak, right? I mean, not to be rude, but he's kind of a wuss, isn't he?
I think he's very strong.
Strong of heart. He's...
Very brave.
But I mean, like, for putting a weird, creepy spirit inside so they can slit his throat, I mean, he's pretty weak, right?
I mean...
No
Yeah.
weaker than you would be.
I mean... It may not be, like, strength of, like, a physical strength, but I think his willpower is strong.
Okay.
He would fight to the end in order to return to his children.
Well, the Hijlaki drain those too sometimes, so... I mean, what's the plan?
I still don't know what we should do, but I feel like we have to move and do something.
Very well. Kalim will release Flora's hand and kind of shudder a little bit and then start walking out the front door.
Are you guys really ready to do this? So you guys aware that, well, we're all probably not going to come back from this?
Yeah, this is not news to us. Let's just go. She'll walk out.
Okay. And Reggie will go out, and as she does, she just passes Cade for... I almost said Kalim. I almost mixed it up again. She passes Cade, and she stops and just looks at you, Cade. We have time if you want to change your mind.
Oh, for breakfast? Yeah, we didn't even eat. But it's all right. Gives me something to look forward to when we're done. Wink.
Oh, so noble. She goes out the door. She actually tries to get up to in front of you, Kalim. I can lead us back in a secret way that would get us there quicker without being noticed, if you don't mind me taking up a point.
Wait, do we do stealth? I thought we just kind of march in there like a bunch of idiots and then, like, you know...
Well, I mean, that is an option. I think that might be easier for some of us than others, but...
I'm all for stealth.
Kalim holds up his hand, and utters an incantation and then clenches it and then draws all of the darkness in the area around to obscure them, and I cast Pass Without Trace.
Nice. All
We
right.
will move quietly, and the darkness will shield us.
Oh, Kev, one quick question.
Yes, of course.
Regarding the last game.
Mm-hmm.
Do I still have Luna, or is Luna out of the story now? It's fine, because I have a plan. But
Luna's around. I'll put it that way.
okay, but I do not currently have. Okay,
Yes.
I was riding Nocturne last game anyway.
Yes. Yep.
But just double
Do
check.
you wish me to bring him back to you?
Who? My horse.
Nocturne.
Oh, no, I could travel by foot.
Good.
All right. So the five of you begin to press your way through the city, shrouds of darkness surrounding all of you as you make your way closer. And as you do, there is a distinct feeling that you have, Isra, of that something, that other, that thing is getting closer. With every step that you take, you feel that connection between you and that spirit wants to, almost as if some sort of destinic force or magnetic power are slowly wanting to be put back together, or slowly wanting to be reunited. You stave it off for now, but you can feel it being stronger as you move. And as you all do, Flora, there's also within you that sound of the Dance Macabre, the unheard song of the living and the dead that fluctuates around everyone with every choice and every decision that everyone makes between life and death, as it plays, as it changes, as it moves like a chorus with you all in the dark, the eternal dark that is this land. As you move closer, yet still, you start to notice more and more figures about in the street. Townsfolk, slaves, and other people alike who are being marshaled around and are actually in a position to where they don't have very much power or control in this moment. And as you continue to draw closer and closer towards the city, you do notice that there is a strange, first it's a single drop, and then another still, until it's basically more and more prominent. Drops of blood, a reverse trail leading you back into where all of this is to happen. You see the blood is dripping and trickling down towards a pillared building that is just to the west of the Vanquished, the obelisk of the Vanquished, excuse me. And you can see that as you approach, there are new figures positioned on poles, some squirming, others still no longer moving at all. You recognize the faces of the people who helped you all escape when you fled last night. It would seem the Hijlaki are not very forgiving tonight. And as you continue to draw closer, you notice something else as well. The carriage that David was taking back towards Far Reach, the town where you were all trying to go back near Tarash, off to the side. It looks like it has been reclaimed, but you do not see your driver or any sign of his demise. But there is that building off to the side with its large pillars, with the bodies that adorn them. You can see the front doors are open, and you can hear chanting from within. What do you all do?
Do you want us to do a stealth check?
You know what? Let's do it.
Everyone has plus 10.
Mm-hmm.
30.
Oh,
34.
yeah. Oh,
32.
26.
only
Lame.
26? No, I'm just kidding. You all, I'm going to roll one thing real quick. Not that I'm going to beat those numbers. You all move up closer, and you notice that the vampire guards that are around, that are marshaling and pushing people around, you can tell that there are harsh words between them in that language that the Hijlaki and the vampires speak, that the slaves seem to understand the basic tenets of, that they don't seem to notice the five of you slinking in through the dark as the shadows engulf you as you make your way towards that building. Or do you? What is it you guys do?
Yeah, I think we do move towards that building unless Isra says otherwise.
I won't indicate that we should do anything else, but I will try as subtly as I can to get into step with Cade and just whisper to him, Sir Cade.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen. If the spirit should take me,
Mm-hmm.
I trust that you'll do what needs to be done. Whatever that means, I really don't know.
Cade will turn to you with a look of acknowledgement of like, I think I know what you're asking me.
I don't really even know what I'm asking you. Just if I have to. You suggested it earlier, and if you have to kill me, then that is fine. That's all I'm saying.
I'm sure it won't come to that.
Man, how good is this driver? I mean,
The doll appears on Isra's shoulder and says, if he won't do it, I will.
It's reassuring, thank you.
It's all just got a switchblade in its hand.
Jesus.
Cade's gonna find a flask somewhere. It's like,
Right.
Yeah, it's gonna be one of those days.
oh yeah.
Later on, we see the doll in the corner just practicing with butterfly knives.
Hell yeah.
We don't stand a chance.
Going all hit girl on you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Man.
All right. So, do you guys move in the rest of the way to the building, or are you splitting up, or how are you entering?
How big is the inside of the space? Is it like an open room inside? What is it? What are we walking into?
Yeah, the bit that you can see, it basically looks like a large area, probably about 40 feet by 60 feet. You can see that in the main section of the building itself, as you enter in or look within, you can see is a large, what looks to be once have been a fountain or a bathing house of some sort, a large tub or pool-like apparatus in the center. However, instead of being filled with water, dark red liquid flows within here, a giant pool of blood that you can see as you enter within. There seems to be a fountain on the back wall that is just above a raised dais that runs down and empties its contents into the pool itself. You can see that there are bodies floating at irregular intervals throughout the pool as well. There is an eerie lighting along either side of the walls in amongst the pillars that are here, and you can see that at the far end, past the fountain that's in the center, is a very familiar figure. A tall, wide-shouldered, bald man who you've all had dealings with before. Bram is not facing you all. He is facing towards that wall, and you can see that he has his overcoat off and his shirt beneath has the sleeves rolled up. His ascot and his neckerchief are pulled away, revealing rippling shoulders, and he also has what looks to be some sort of tattoos on the upper part of his collarbone that looks like twin dragons or maybe even serpents coming in at one another in a clash of battle. And he stands almost as if he is deep within thought, looking at a body that is hanging up on the wall, a figure that you can see has been ruffled up a bit. Your driver, David, hangs there. He is alive. You can tell by looking at him, but he's got fresh bruises on the one side of his face. His lip is busted, and most of his shirt has been torn or ripped away to reveal that he has been freshly inflicted with wounds. You can see that there are cuts and scrapes upon him, either from a knife or claws or a cat of nine tails or some other sort of implement of torture. And much like you thought, he is hanging on. You can see his head starts to rise. So he does draw a breath still. And with those stealth checks, Bram does not seem to notice the 5 of you enter within. He seems to be alone in the pool of blood area.
Is he, though?
That is the question.
I mean, I'm a ranger. I can tell.
I just know things.
I can smell them.
Right.
Like, it's more vampires. No, but really,
Yeah, really, he's alone. Well, besides David.
I think in this instance, well, actually, before we do anything else, I did want to retcon one thing. On the journey here, I wanted to cast Death Ward on Flora.
Oh, okay. It has been done so.
Let's mark off that spell slot. Yeah, I mean, unless someone stops Kalim, he's just going to unsheath his weapon from its clip at his back and start moving towards Bram with the intent of just murdering the man.
same. Like, look a bit like you go right, I go left. We'll go around this pool. Like, murdering time.
How far are we from him?
He is on the far side of the room, about 50 feet away.
Oh, yeah, okay. I stay here. Maybe like out of the doorway, but I don't try to go closer.
All right, so Kalim, you are entering. Kate,
Yeah.
you are entering as well. Flora, what are you doing?
I think I will stay back by Isra.
That worked out really well when she was possessed.
Yep.
It's true.
What?
Gentlemen, as the two of you step within, you notice a third figure slinks in beside you as well, taking a flanking position on the other side of the room as you, Cade, as you and Regia move almost in unison along the sides of the walls. As you can see that she has drawn her bow. Sorry, tongue twister there for a minute. She has drawn her bow, and she is making her way forward with an arrow knocked. And are the three of you doing something, or are you?
Yeah, moving into
Okay, you guys are gonna.
the start slugging away.
All right, go ahead and make one more stealth test. Just you three who are moving in. She's got a 32.
I got a 34.
Ooh.
Pass
24.
out trace is still active.
Oh, do I get the plus 10 then?
Yep.
Mhm.
Then that will be 34.
Nice. Let me roll for him. Okay. The three of you move forward, and as you do so on the opposite sides and coming in a flanking position, slowly moving down the corridor, you come up and you get within range of the man. You see the red just stops that she's far enough away so that she actually slowly starts to draw her bow. And the other two of you move in, taking up those flanking positions that come up on either side of him. And as you come up, both of you go ahead and roll attack rolls.
With advantage, yes?
With advantage. He did not hear you.
All right. Checking. Got anything to add? That is a natural 20 for a total of 27.
Yeah, yes.
Here we go. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and roll that damage up, my friend.
Glad I had advantage because I rolled an 8 on the other
Ooh,
die.
boy. Nice.
All right. Let's see here. That. Meh. So it is only 8 slashing damage.
Okay.
But there is some extra damage here from Divine Strike and all that kind of stuff.
But wait, there's more.
Oh wait, there is more. And 19 total radiant damage.
Ooh, yeah.
No, I'm sorry, it's not radiant damage. It's psychic damage.
Oh, okay. Okay. Fun. Alrighty. So as you come in, you attack with your sword. No, I'm sorry, you don't have a sword. You have
Yep.
a.
No, it's a
You
sword.
do have a sword. Excuse me. Yeah, you come in there with your sword, Cade. You on the other side. You're attacking as well.
Yes. I will be attacking. Let's see, I'm going to be casting as a bonus action Ensnaring Strike,
Okay.
and then I will attack with my longsword.
You got it.
Ooh, natural 20.
Oh my
Oh.
goodness.
So we both just go there with the nat 20s.
Oh,
Yeah,
and you also
screw
rolled
this
a
guy.
1 on your other die.
Oh
Yeah.
snap. Whew.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see. That's all 1 damage. That's 8 points of damage.
So you hit 28.
Oh, what's the for crit? What's the I rolled
Double the
8 points of
dice.
damage. Oh, so that would
Yeah,
be
double the dice and then add the regular strength modifier.
So let's see. 11 points of damage, and as the first hit happens and slashes him across the chest, that's from the sword itself. The vines will start to come up to ensnare him. He has to make a strength check to
Sure. Strength check coming in. Okay.
Do you have any bonus damage from the ensnaring strike? Because that gets doubled as well.
Mhm.
it'll be 1d6, so that'll be 2d6.
You got it. Yeah, go ahead and give me that first, and then I'll tell you Well, I'll just tell you the result. I rolled
7 points of damage.
seven more points. Okay. His check result was an 18.
Save
He's
DC was
n-
15, so you're
He
good.
is not ensnared.
Okay. And Regia is going to fire her bow. No nat 20 for her. Sorry, guys, but that would have been fun. She has 2 attacks, so maybe. So the first one comes in. It's going to be 17, which does hit. Second one, not nat 20, but they do both hit. So she shoots 2 arrows, and they slam into his back, right below where Cade, your ensnaring strike, hit him, and the vines wrapped around. And as he moves, ripping the vines and snapping them, I have to ask Cade, are you wielding the blood blade?
I am. Oh, I mean the what I attacked him with wasn't the blood blade, but I still
Right.
have it on me.
But you still have it. Okay.
Right. And
Just wanted
actually,
to
I
check.
didn't because I was coughing, but I do have a second attack. I
sure.
wasn't going to attack with the blade. I am going to go down with the immovable rod on his foot and make sure he does not move.
Oh.
Blam.
Okay. Indeed. So as this all happens and he turns, you slam the rod down, and he looks down to realize what you did. He looks up slowly, your eyes meet, and with a little smirk, you click that, and he's stuck there. And at that moment that he is stuck there, let's go ahead and let's have everybody roll initiative, because I'm assuming you by the door want to do something, right? I mean, you don't want to
Yes,
just stand
please.
here. Yes, please.
I don't really want to do it fast though. That's a 9.
Oh no. Love that. Oh, here it is.
I'm just enjoying the whole affair.
Okay, 1 second. I set my paper down.
Rookie mistake.
You know what? It truly is. Rookie move, y'all. Okay, so Cade.
I got a 6.
6. Flora.
18.
Ooh, yeah. Isra.
9.
9. And Kalim.
17.
17. And Regia did get her nat 20 on her initiative, so she's going to go on a 27.
Lame.
And then lame. She sucks. We hate her. And then finally, good old Bram is going on a 12. So let me go ahead and bring up our Owlbear Rodeo. We don't need this entire map, just this one room, because it looks thematically, I think, what we're trying to accomplish here. And let me get you all on this map here. Well, there's his beautiful, smug, smiling face. And you guys, I had you guys on the other map, so you'll forgive me for a moment while I pull you on over wherever you may roam. Here we go. And you guys, of course, can move yourselves around to put yourselves where you actually are. That front door is basically going to be, let me get my pointer out. That front door is basically going to be here. I know it looks like a little coffin, but that would be representation of a door. This map has the look that we want, but it's not a crypt like this looks like. This is basically this room here. As you can see, these are the pillars that we were aforementioned. This is just the center where that fountain is. The rest of the floor is all the blood pool. And over here is the dais area. So he's actually up, whoops, wrong button. Excuse me for that. He's actually up here like this.
That's what I thought.
Yep. So that is actually my mistake. We're just throwing him on there while I explain. And then David is here, like so. All right, so.
Where is
Regia?
Regia?
Right there.
Yep.
All right, so Regia's going to go ahead and take her move against her favorite enemy of undead as well. So she's going to do an attack roll with a 19. She lets another arrow fly loose, and it streaks forward. It slams into Bram's shoulder. "Oh, you crazy bitch!" he yells out as he takes.
Yeah, she is.
Oh yeah, he takes 9 points of damage.
I mean, she has a thing for Cade. Of course she's crazy.
Oh, right.
Yeah, she's got-
exactly.
Super crazy.
Okay, and then she is going to hold off on her second move, or her second attack. She's actually going to move. She moves in closer up in behind this pillar to get a better shot and have a little bit of cover if things start to go haywire. With that being said, next up will be Flora from the doorway.
Flora is going to pull out one of her Talkin and ring it and cast a second level Dissonant Whispers. So he needs to make a Wisdom 17 save.
Okay. 8 on the die, so yeah, he's not going to get high enough for that, unfortunately.
All right, he is going to take 11 points of psychic damage.
Oh, nice.
Is there any
And-
extra effect from Dissonant Whispers?
Must immediately use its reaction to move as far as its speed allows away from me.
Unfortunately, its speed is 0.
Yes, it
Great.
is, isn't it? We got something fun. We got
Or
something fun.
fortunately, Fortunately, unfortunately, hard to say.
It's all in the it's all a matter of perspective. It's all in the eye of the beholder, I think, for sure.
And then with my bonus action, I'm going to give Isra Bardic Inspiration.
Oh yeah, that's a D8, correct?
Thank you.
Alrighty. So, Kalim, it is your turn, good sir.
I am assuming that this fellow looked hale and hearty before we joined this fray and wasn't really suffering any ill effects after our previous encounter against him. So, be that as it may. Sorry, there's cats upstairs apparently destroying my house. Be that as it may, I think I'm going to cast Spirit Shroud
Ooh, okay.
on myself.
Love that.
That's a bonus action to do that, so
Sure.
then I'm going to attack him.
All right. As that darkness that you summoned comes up around, all that we
Yeah.
see is the movement of your blade as it slices across.
With a 24 to hit.
Oh, yes.
Okay. So lots of different damage here. Unfortunately, I have to roll it all kind of separately. It's only 4 points of slashing damage because I rolled a crappy ass 1 on that. Oh my god, 2 points of psychic damage, and then 7 points of radiant damage. So it's a total of 13.
Okay. That radiant damage, as this attack hits that last bit of the radiant damage, it almost looks like the shadows come out of the end of your blade and light up and flash. And as it slices across his chest, ripping up the rest of his shirt, you can see the tattoo of the snarling fighting dragons continues into some sort of tableau below of the dragons flying over people enslaving other people. It rips forward, it cuts through part of that, and you can see the radiance as it explodes. Part of his skin gets singed and burnt. and he screams in pain. Anything else you're doing?
Just staring at him.
Okay. He is going to look at first you, Kalim, and then to you, Cade. I was hoping we would dance again. And he takes his hand and into the air, pulls a great sword out of the air. Being an Eldritch Knight, he's able to just summon that shit. So the sword comes out and he slices it down at you, Kalim. He is going to roll an attack. 18 plus 8 is a 26 to hit.
Misses.
Nice.
Wait,
No,
wait,
it
what?
it does not miss.
Okay, I was about to say, wait, what?
I love it. I love how Adrian was like, wait, what?
It's just like, I want to be in the back.
Note to self, don't fight Kalim as I had intended.
It's like,
And all right, so it hits you, and so it is a great sword, 2d6 plus his strength of 5. So it's going to be 11 points of slashing damage that you take, and as it hits, you are going to see that there is a scintillating cascade of blood red energy that comes out, and like a nimbus explodes around the room and slashes into you as the booming blade takes effect and slams out. And that's all it seems to do for now. But you see that the sword is in hand. It looks like he's ready to do more. He takes his second attack at you, Cade, as he tries to fight the both of you at the same time. This attack, however, is going to be a 12, which as he swings it in a wide arcade, you easily deflect out of the way. So then it is going to be Isra's turn, because he can't move. So Isra, you are up. I don't think I put you on the map.
Wonderful.
Did I put you on the map? Oh, yeah, there you are.
Yeah.
There you are.
I'm just back there. I'm going to move a little bit closer. And as I'm moving, I'm going to throw out 2 Eldritch Blasts.
Oh,
because that is how we roll. Wow, that's a 13 to hit.
That one I'm a hit.
Yeah. And then a 22.
That will, though.
Fantastic.
Just as a reminder, you do have the Bardic Inspiration you could use on the first bolt if you wanted to.
You do. That's true. You could roll another d8, see if it puts it up.
Okay.
It is possible with the d8 being rolled. I think that's why Miko made a point to bring it up.
Okay. That is a 5. Too shabby.
Total of 18.
Yeah.
Which does hit.
There you go.
Fucking A. Okay. So it was 8 points of damage for that first, and I'll also channel the energy of the spirits that reside in my mind and use my Vessel of Souls for 2 more points of damage. And then the other one, the beautiful melody that Flora sent my way really just, it did it for me. So that is, I know, right? So that'll be 9 more points of damage.
Oh my goodness, you guys.
On top of it. And so like I blast those out as I'm walking, and I want to end behind this post over here.
Okay, yep. You slosh through the water, get over there behind that post. And as you felt the Vessel of Souls go out, that bits of the spirit within you, you heard a familiar voice. I know that you are close. I await your touch. But Cade, what are you doing, my friend?
What is our dear nemesis wearing again?
Yeah, he doesn't have his armor on, you notice. He's wearing his regular, very aristocratic clothes. At this point, the shirt is completely open. He is enormous. This guy is built like, if we want to put it into real world terms, this guy looks like a bodybuilder. This guy is huge, muscles on muscles. And so he's just got the shirt wide open. He's not wearing any armor, as it would seem. Doesn't look like any armor. And he's armed with his blade.
Okay.
which is great.
Well, the first thing I'm going to do is bonus action, cast Hunter's Mark.
Okay, sure.
And I am going to do my first attack, which will be to, we're doing a sword play thing. He's swinging his sword at me. I'm going to swing mine at him. And let's see. That will be 24.
Mm-hmm.
Oops. Where did it go? That will be 13 points of damage.
Oh my goodness, you guys.
And I meant to roll the d6 for the Hunter's Mark. That's another 6.
Okay.
And as I swing forward for the first one to I'm going for some of his tattoos. I just want to cut those wings off those dragons. So I'm like, okay, I'm painting a portrait. I'm just so as I swing through with the first one, as I come back for the second, I'm looking like I'm going to strike, but instead, since he's right by that Aris there, I'm just going to push him.
Isn't he pinned?
Exactly. I want
Yes.
to break his leg.
Okay, make a strength check or an athletics test for me, please.
That would be 24.
Okay, I'm gonna make a check for him to
So like a
resist that.
swing and a boom.
Yep.
Kind of like, in high school when people like try to step on your ankle and push you down.
Mhm,
Or I
for
wanna-
sure.
But there's an immovable rod on this giant dude. So I'm like,
Yes.
you know what? Gravity. Let's do some work here.
You shove him, and he tries to resist. He tries to dig his other foot in, but you're just too strong. You have him too off balance for the fact that Kalim's helping fight. Regis hit him. Your friends have come in to try to put spells against him. And as you shove, there was a snapping and a popping sound. And you see that as he jumps back about 10 feet, you shove him backwards. I will say, if you wish to take it, you guys can get attacks of opportunity as you shove him back out of the way. As he drops down into this area here, he plops down into the pool of the blood below. His foot stays up there, pinned to the floor by the immovable rod, as it gets completely ripped off as he stumbles backwards and lands into the pool. And he stands on one leg still. He looks up at you, and then he gets a wicked, vicious grin on his face because now he's not pinned. And you see his teeth elongate, his brow and his eyes start to get that strange, bizarre look that the Hijlaki have. And anything else you want to do, Cade?
It's just no fun, like, attacking a caged animal. Swing the sword, do a little flare.
Nice. And from her vantage point, Reg is going to take another attack against him. And she'll hit. Another arrow streaks through, and it slams into his upper shoulder. Because Kalim has done some radiant damage, this guy is not healing like he typically would be. So
Go figure.
Go figure, So he takes another... Okay, she actually rolls max, so that's why he takes another 10. I'm sorry, 11. 11. Sorry. Math, And with that, it is going to be Flora.
Was afraid you were gonna say that.
Oh, no.
I am going to throw another Dissonant Whispers at him.
Oh, yeah.
Break his
Wisdom
brain.
17.
That's wisdom, you said?
Yeah,
Natural 1.
great. He will take.
I love that for him. But wait,
He's not pinned now.
but wait. He is going to use his 1, if you recall. He has a
God
legendary
damn it.
resistance. He's going to use his 1 legendary resistance
All right.
to pass that.
Trash.
Trash Panda. Don't be mean to Trash Pandas, Kevin.
Trash pandas are the best.
Trash Pandas are the best. So cute.
I guess I will throw a bardic inspiration at Isra again.
I'm just really into your music tonight.
keep
Gotta
sending
love
it her
teamwork.
way.
Gotta love the teamwork. I love it. All right, Kalim, what are you doing, sir?
I am torn between blasting this motherfucker with Guiding Bolt and healing David. So I'm going to heal David. I'm going to rely on Cade to actually do some work here.
Well, all right.
So that'll be 10 points of healing for David, and I'm going to attempt to remove whatever has got him currently pinned against the wall.
Okay. How much are you healing him for?
10.
10, sorry. Okay. Brings him up to 12 hit points. You can tell that, yeah, he's very hurt. You can see there was a cut on his eye that he probably would have lost the eye had you not intervened. You heal it enough, but it'll be a nasty, wicked scar on his face. You move forward. I'm sorry, did you say I was making a note, so I didn't hear all of it. You said you were trying to cut him down, or you were trying to get him off the wall?
Yeah, I was going to attempt to try to remove whatever has him pinned to the wall and, kind of alleviate that.
Perfect. Yes, you see that he is basically he's on the wall. He's attached by what basically looks like manacles. They're not on a chain or anything. It's almost like the manacles are attached to the wall, and his arms just in there, and they're closed around it. So he's like against the wall.
Do they require keys or anything? Can they?
They probably would require keys. You could try to break them if that's something you'd rather do, or if you have a knock, you could cut his arms off. I mean, there's a couple of different things you could do.
I'm not going to cut his arms off. I do not have knock. So instead, as a bonus action, I'm going to channel my divine power and turn back towards good old muscle brain down there. And he needs to make a what is it? Intelligence saving throw against my spell save DC for Dark Fear that I invoke in him.
He fails. 3 + 2 is a 5.
Okay. So he is frightened, and I can force him to use his reaction to move away from me.
Of course. And why won't
And I'm
you?
interested in seeing how far he can hobble with only 1 foot. So yeah, I'm gonna make him do that, just because I want to see him like hobble away on 1 foot.
Definitely. Okay. Very good. All right. Battlefield control is what you guys do. I love it. Okay. That's it for your turn.
Does he move? He has to use his reaction.
Oh, yes, he uses his reaction to get the hell out of dodge. He tries to move. He moves a half movement because of the fact that he is missing one of his feet, but he can move along because it didn't rip off enough of the leg to be a super detriment, but it will slow him down. So he does try to move away, yes. And unfortunately, the booming blade effect that he cast upon you, you didn't fall for it, you didn't try to move around or do anything, so that actually has worn off. So, but, you're using no medicine against him, so he does move. So he shifts away. Because they're doing half his movement. So what happens to him when that happens?
Nothing. He just moves.
He just moves.
Yep. And he is currently frightened until the end of my next turn.
Absolutely.
So basically, everything he does is at disadvantage, and all attacks against him are at advantage.
So much fun. All right, as he gets to the edge where the fountain is there, you see that he looks like his eyes are wide with fear, a caged animal trying to escape from the hunter that's got him backed into a corner. He reaches out to where the blood is coming out of the fountain and trickling down into the water below. He puts his hand in it and splashes it upon his face. Part of it slops down like some sort of strange saliva, slaps into the water below. He tries to control himself, and then he is going to turn in your direction, and he is going to start gesturing. And as he does, he grabs a hold of the sword, digs his fingers in, and runs his fingers down it, and blood from the inside of his hand flies and sprays off. And as it does, it coalesces in the air, starts to roil and turn into a ball, a sphere made out of flames. And then he gestures, and the 5-foot sphere shoots forward towards you and Cade. The flaming sphere that he cast needs you and Cade and David to make dexterity saving throws.
Would you allow me to not roll the dexterity saving throw and shield David from the effect?
Of course, we'll allow that. Best boy David has to be protected. He is so sweet.
And could I get in front of Kalim with my shield?
Let's see how well you do on that dexterity save. You roll high enough, I will definitely allow that, Cade.
26.
26? Yeah, I think you can do that. I think that's fine. I'm going to, yes, I'm going to symbolize the flaming sphere. I'm going to put a little token up of our good friend Rhaenyra, if we remember him. Oh, he was such a gross, nasty little man from the blood domain before. We'll bring him back. So, yeah, it's just a flaming ball that is there. Yes, you jump in the front.
I have a flaming ball token if you want me to throw it out here.
You know what? That's even better. So get out of here, you old creepy bastard. Nobody likes your face. That's it.
Let me scale
That's
it down.
the one. Yeah.
Looks more like
I was like,
Fireball,
whoa.
but
I was going to say, that's a little big, but yes.
There you go.
Yes, indeed. Thank you very much for that, Miko. Always
No
producing, always getting it handled. I love it. Yeah, the 5-foot sphere slams into there. Cade, you jump forward, and as Kalim throws David behind him, turns and braces himself for the impact, you shoot forward, shield up out of the way. So if I'm understanding how you guys want to do this, Kalim wanted to fail his save, and now, Cade, you want to basically use your save to get up in there.
Right.
So how do we adjudicate this? Cade, you rolled high enough to take half damage. So I'm going to roll the damage. It's 2d6 fire damage. He's not that high level. Okay, it is going to be 11. So I'll say, Cade, you're going to take 5. And Kalim, your buddy helped you out, my friend. Just teamwork, making it happen. You guys are going to be okay. But the sphere does stay there, and you can see that it is scintillating and moving with a dark red color. And he puts his hand back into the fountain and is slurping blood in. You're guessing he's maybe trying to restore himself, trying to make himself stronger against the fact that he lost a foot. And with that, it will be Isra's turn.
Okay. I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing and throw some more Eldritch Blasts at him.
Hey, if it ain't broke.
I'm really afraid that we're gonna face a bigger thing and then I won't have any things and it'll just be bad. Yeah, okay. I'll use my inspiration for this. 17 to hit.
17 will just miss him. I'm so sorry.
And then an 18 for the other.
An 18 does hit him. Yeah, 18 is what his armor class is. Everybody, with the
Fabulous.
fact he's not wearing his armor.
So that'll be 12 points of damage plus, from the mines in my mind, an additional 1 point. So 13 total.
Yes.
And I'm going to kind of run back by the door.
Run away!
No, this fucker's shifty and I don't want him to, try to make a break for it or something.
Oh,
You know what?
You had advantage on those attacks. He's frightened, and I'm in his presence.
Oh, look at this.
Let's just roll again once more and see if we can
Once more with feeling, everybody. Here we go.
crit. Not that first one.
Oh.
Definitely not the second one.
But didn't
Nice
it feel
try,
great
though.
rolling more dice, though?
It sure
didn't that
does.
Didn't that just make you feel warm inside,
Yes.
We're
Yeah.
playing D&D, I love it.
It's filling my cup.
Indeed.
Hey, I can only do so much here.
No, I appreciate it. It could have been good.
Mm-hmm. Cade, As the fire continues to bounce and roil across the shield, you can feel the flames of it licking out around the edge. What do you do?
Well, I'm trying to, of course, brace the fire. And it's just staying there, right? I mean, it's like...
Yeah,
Okay.
it's pushing up against your shield. You can feel it's almost like as if someone was standing on the other side shoving on you.
Okay. Well, I will just kind of just hold steady. As I hold the shield, I am going to like reach down, unclick the immovable rod, put it back on my belt as I'm holding up the shield. Because I'm right where the foot was. I'll be like, kick that foot off. I'm like, ugh,
Yeah.
it's just...
Yeah, you kick the foot, it spins and spirals out of the way. Yeah.
And so putting that away and just having the shield, I'm gonna wait for them to kind of get out of the way in case. So, and I will just basically stay here, just basically hold.
Gotcha. Okay. Regia is going to, seeing that's going on, she's going to, again, try to plink at him. With the bow and arrow again, and as she fires, this time she's not going to hit, though. There's an arrow
She
that
has
goes
advantage.
wide. She does that. You know what?
She does have advantage.
Indeed. Oh, you know what? Now she will. It's 18 on the die alone. So she's going to roll. Okay. She's doing another 9.
Does he have
You
to do a
guys.
concentration check on the fire,
He will.
or is that not a thing for this spell?
Nope, he definitely will. Flaming Sphere does in fact require a concentration check, so he has to roll concentration.
I'm waiting for it. I'm holding my action. Be like, oh, fire god, fire.
14 plus
He's
3. Excuse me. So he is fine. Yeah, he maintains the concentration on the spell, but he does take the damage nonetheless. And then it is going to be as she just continues to stand there trying to aid cover. She's like, "Finish this fucker off!" And then it is going to be Flora's turn.
I am gonna try to hit him with a ray of sickness.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna start throwing up
Those
blood.
rolls were balls. 15.
Oh no.
All right. I'm
You have
gonna.
Advantage?
I rolled it with advantage.
Oh, okay.
Ah,
Yeah, I rolled a
Woof.
5 and a 6.
Oof.
So I'll just hit Isra with another bardic inspiration.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, friends. Okay, great. Kalim.
I stand up to full height, standing over top of Cade, and I level my sword towards him, and I blast him with a guiding bolt.
Oh, yes.
Rolling that with advantage. That is a natural 20 for a
Oh,
29.
baby. The radiant energy slams into his chest.
Yeah, 10d6 of radiant damage for 29 total. I actually rolled low.
Kalim, as you look at this man, as you level it, as you fire, what does this look like? Describe to us how you take this guy out of the world for now, because he is a vampire. But how do you finish this guy?
Well, the dark fear that has overtaken him forces him to stare in my direction, and as Kalim stands up over top of Cade, like one hand on Cade's shoulder, kind of lowering him down because Cade's a tall guy too, right? And Kalim and Bram, kind of lock eyes with one another. The sword just comes up just beside Cade's head, and this writhing swirl of darkness ripples through the blade, and as it comes out, it mixes with this seeming light that gets magnified in between the space as this spiral of dark and light energy slams into Bram's chest and just incinerates him in a violent display of darkness and blood.
Absolutely. Almost as if blood and shadow combined, swirl in together and rip him apart from within. He dies, screaming in fury and anger that he would be bested by mere mortals, and he is vanquished. And as he dies, his scream ripples out through the interior of this room, and it seems to carry on an echo to be matched by another scream, a primal roar from outside, as somewhere out in the vicinity of the nearby area, the Great Dark makes its presence known. And Isra, as that scream continues to echo throughout the town outside, you hear the voice, "It is time." Let's take a break. Speaking of time, it's time to take a break, y'all. We're going to go ahead and take a step back. We're going to take 5 minutes, and then we're going to come back, and it's going to get real crazy. So be sure to come back and join us in just a minute. This has been a lot of fun. You guys are kicking butt, taking names, and can't wait to see what happens next. So we'll see you in about 5. Thank you. And we are back. Thank you all so very much for taking a quick break. We have returned back into the Blood Domain. The Blood Rite is fully upon us now. Our heroes have vanquished the diabolical Bram, the evil, crazy Eldritch Knight, Hijlaki vampire. He's gone. He's kaput. But a greater threat exists outside. For the Hijlaki, you're trying to summon the Great Dark into a physical form so they can finally be destroyed, and their oppression of the land can go unheeded. So, heroes within the room, you hear that roar from outside, and David weakly from the ground. I'll be all right. You have to go. It's that one there, and he points at Bram. He was gloating the entire time that he would prevent you from stopping the ritual, that he would distract you long enough that you wouldn't have time to stop when it happened. I'm so sorry if all of this happened for me, friends. So sorry. Just lowers his head, his bald head, because you notice now he doesn't have his hat on. He's got the little balding spot on the top, totally visible. He just lowers his head in shame, disappointment that he might have been part of the cause of this. And outside, there was another roar.
I know this music.
Kalim will reach his arm out towards Cade, and in Cade's mind he hears, "Hand me the hat."
Oh, that's the top hat.
What do you have 15 hats on you? What is the? I need a hat.
I didn't know I was holding it. I didn't know it was on me.
I assume you have it. Give it to me.
Oh, you mean this hat? I was going to keep it.
He takes it off the doll and hands it to you.
Flim just places the hat upon, and you had allowed me to do this once previously, so I'm assuming I can do it again. I can use the shadows of my spirit shroud to manifest my shadow step ability thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to place the hat onto David's head and shadow step him out of the manacles, because I didn't think about that during the game, but I thought about that when we were on break, that I could have done that.
Yeah.
And so I shadow step David out of the manacles and to the entrance of the room, and just kind of leave him in the shadows and tell him, "Wait here or flee. It is fine either way." And I look at my companions and then start walking out.
Cade will look at David. If you see an opening to escape, you take it. And if I should fall, take this to help you escape. And I will take off my cape that I have, and I will wrap it around my helm, and I will give him my helm.
Oh. He takes it, he looks down at it, and then he realizes what it is from the weight and the feel of it. He looks up. You can see there's tears rimmed in his eyes. "I will always remember this moment. Sir Cade, Elios." He bows.
And if I don't make it, you find Luna, you ride out of here. So Till next we meet, my friend. You'll turn, you'll run on to certain death.
Reggie goes, well, okay. This is going to be something. She follows Kate outside. Isra, Flora, the two of you are in the room for a moment by yourselves. Do you wish to say or do anything before you go out?
I'm going to look at Isra and just point back at the remains of Bram and say, do you think I should take him with us?
Definitely should.
So she'll take out one of her token and ring it and cast Animate Dead.
And as we see his sword hand twitch, we cut outside. Kalim, you and Cade come out into what basically looks like the center of town. Just outside the obelisk of the vanquished is a complete and total abattoir. There are dead bodies sprawled everywhere. Something has been coming through the crowd, slaughtering Hijlaki, vampires, and humans alike. Something with wild abandon and with any sort of preconceived notions of who is the prey and who is not. It has just been destroying everything. Blood is splattered all over the place. The obelisk itself is partially covered on the entire one side with it. And you can see moving in and about amongst the dead bodies, roaring, picking up body, throwing it, and it slams against a nearby building, ladders, part of the building crumbles down and around it, is the Great Dark, a hulking behemoth of a creature that is moving around almost as if it is on the hunt for something. It's a giant shadowy form. You can see its red eyes peering out of that dark. And in amongst the crowd, a horned creature made out of shadow as well is walking. Where are you? It walks. As it talks, blood slowly drips out of its mouth, splattering along the ground in a pattern similar to the one that you all followed back into town. It would seem that the creature that was within Isra and the Great Dark are both here in concert, having a little bit of fun. And the two of you see this. Is there anything you would like to do before all hell breaks loose?
I would like to say a couple things before our certain demise. As Aurelia does come out, you know, Cade will go, you know, I'm feeling very unlucky about this, but and as she comes running out, Cade will reach out his arm to her just to kind of grab her hand for a moment, and as the chaos is about to like envelop, and the screaming and the darkness is about to envelop us all, Cade will go, you know, Aurelia, there's something I've been wanting to tell you since we first met.
She kisses you.
And he was like, okay. He will accept the kiss, and after the kiss is over, he will place his forehead on her forehead and say, I think when all of this is over, I'm going to prove to you that I could take you in a fight. So we'll just have to live to see who's right. And then with that, swords out and let's get to killing.
She gives you a little bit of a grin, and as she pulls an arrow out and knocks it, she goes, you have a little bit of lipstick smeared on your cheek there. And she steps forward, and the two of you start to step out. Behind you, Flora and Isra come out, and in their wake, a hulking form of a man hobbling on one leg, dragging a greatsword across the ground behind him is Bram, now your animated thrall. I love how everything about this has just happened with Bram. Amazing. What a perfect ending for this guy. And yes, as you all come out, you see all of this going on. As the two of you step out, Flora, you hear that there is discordant music that is all around that is not very healthy sounding. It just sounds like dark scratching, plucking of strings, like nails on a chalkboard. That sound that radiates everywhere. It's drowned out by the sounds of those who are still dying and screaming. And as you turn, Isra, you see that figure suddenly stops, and its head jerks in your direction. Hello. and he starts to move forward towards you. Have you realized how long I have waited for this? And he starts to step forward. As he does, the great dark is moving around behind him. It picks up another body and shoves it into its open maw. The body just kind of goes, it's just kind of being sucked in. You notice it's a vampire form, so there is no blood that is lost. And as that happens, the great dark, you see, has blood kind of out of parts of it dripping on the ground as well. Let's have everybody roll initiative. For the last time, it's the final countdown. I had to, sorry. Cade, what you got?
12. 12.
Flora.
21.
Oh, yeah, that's like a 12. Isra.
20.
Oh, yeah, Kalim.
9.
9.
See, we're just here for moral support.
That's
He'll
it.
get him.
You guys had your fight.
Right.
Reg is going on a 13 and rolling one more. Oh no. Oh no. It's an nat 20, everybody. It's a nat 20, everybody. Okay. That's a 20. I can't even read 24. Wow. I like that. Okay, cool. So, with that being said, the Great Dark turns and it starts to move forward towards you all. And as it does, that figure, that horned creature, that shadow, that spirit that emerged out of Isra just last night starts to move forward as well. Come to me, Isra. That's all they do. They move forward and they do a little bit of taunty. So now it's going to be Flora's turn.
Flora is going to not going to risk it. She's going to cast Protection from Evil and Good on Isra.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Perfect. And do you move at all? Do you do anything else?
No, I'm just going to stay there.
Just going to stay there. Okay. With that,
Are we on the map right now, Kev?
yeah,
or-
we can pull up that map. Indeed, my friend. I'm sorry. I thought I had said that. That is my mistake if I did not. You know,
I just
I'm
have
just
a
so
quick
excited.
question about the map because Adrian's horse is on the map.
yeah,
Is
let me
that
move
supposed
that.
to be there?
I'll be
Okay.
like, what?
Let me move that. That's a little bit of leftover.
Okay,
I was like,
Do-
just checking.
Do you want
Oh
Bram to
no,
go?
Luna's the creature. Oh.
Do you want Bram to go at the end of my turn?
Yes, we will do that. I'm gonna make
Great.
a note. Flora /
I put a undead version of Bram on the map for you.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
So spooky.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Okay. I love it. So, do you want Bram to do anything?
Yeah, he's gonna move forward and just, I don't know, try to take a whack at this guy, I guess.
Okay.
Oh, he can. All right, so he's using zombie stats.
Yeah, he'll use zombie stats. He has a great sword, which is 2d6.
Great.
And
Alright.
because he's no longer Hijlaki, the sword is no longer really attuned to him the way it was, so he doesn't get a special other bonus thing that he was using.
Oh God, balls! That is a 7 to hit.
Nice. Bram moves forward, and he swings that greatsword up through the air. It passes right through the shadowy spiritual form of the Great Dark because, as we know, it doesn't have physical form right now. It slices through, has no effect. And anything else you're doing?
Nope.
Okay. Isra,
Yes.
what are you doing?
Just for clarification, there is the spiritual great dark guy. That is exactly what came out of me. There's not like a second, like smaller looking guy?
Oh yeah, there is.
Oh, okay.
Forgive me because I don't have more than one token on here.
Yeah, where's the Venom dude?
Where's the Venom?
Yeah, I was gonna say, please tell me.
Was it symbiote or whatever? they call
So
it?
true. You know, that's a very good analogy for this guy, to be completely honest. 1 second, we'll use this token here. He's spooky. He's over here.
Ooh, no.
Oh, that's spooky.
This guy here.
Eyes.
Aw.
Okay. Well, that is great. After he tries to taunt me, Isra will I'll take a couple of steps forward, but kind of to the side. And based on your description, I'll just say it was much better when you were just in my head because you're very ugly. And then I'm going to cast some Eldritch Blast at it.
Throwing
Just
some
for
real shade
funsies.
there.
Yeah.
It's
A
so
19?
ugly. Yep.
19, okay. And then, nope. 10.
Not quite, unfortunately.
Okay. So I'll also toss in the other spirits in my head that are a lot nicer get to participate. So I will send out my wave of shadowy eldritch energy for 10 points of damage against this mofo. And that's it.
Okay. The Eldritch Blast streaks forward, slams into the creature that once dwelled within you, the shadow, as it were, and you see it recoil from the impact, but continues to come forward.
Actually, I will use a bonus action, and I'm going to, with these other spirits in my mind that aren't quite as nasty as this guy, I will connect with them, and I am going to scream, horrible inhuman scream, and that stupid guy has to make a wisdom saving throw, DC 16, or he'll be frightened.
19.
He's fine. Okay, that's it for me.
Okay. Alrighty. Regia is going to move out from around behind where you were standing, Cage. She's going to make her way over to the side over here. She takes aim, and she is going to, with the arrow, she's going to point at the little guy, point at the big guy, little guy, and then she just fires at the little guy. And the arrow streaks through, and it goes right into the center mass of the creature that came out of Isra. He's going to take that much damage. Okay, so he's going to take 7 points of damage, basically, and then she is going to give you a nod, like, yes, we're in this now. Cade.
All right, I will go with longsword, and for the first time, busting out the good old, kind of like in the Wild West, busting out the old Colt, busting out the hand crossbow, like, oh no, you didn't. It's hunting time. So, I'm putting the shield on my back, and I'm gonna have the hand crossbow and longsword combo, and seeing that the large one seems to be kind of ephemeral, we're gonna go with the small one, and we're gonna go in and bonus action Hunter's Mark on the small one.
Okay.
And we'll attack with the longsword.
Yeah. Bring it in.
That will be an 11.
11. All right. Not gonna do it.
Nope, that will not do it.
All right. Yeah, you come in and you see the shadow moves in such a way that he actually puts his arm up and juxtaposes it between you and the blade, and he smacks you off to the side as he twirls around your body. He's very agile, it would look like. Maybe in life he was a dancer, or maybe even some sort of monk or something.
Well, he's quick.
Mhm.
Thank goodness I get another attack. Let's see if I can
Yes.
match his dance. That will be a 20.
A 20 does make contact. So as he comes in and he comes up to a fluid stance, your sword slices up through the other side of him.
That will be 4 points of damage.
4. There is a line of crimson that splashes across the ground from the impact. And Kalim, you see all of this going on. What do you wish to do, sir?
Kalim is going to move forward, kind of step up to there, act as kind of a bulwark for his friends behind him, and he is going to reach his hand up into the open dark space above him, seemingly grab on to the ethereal darkness above, tearing it down. And as he looks up, he says quietly, "I summon you again, my friend. And I am going to summon a celestial spirit of darkness
Yes.
once again
Woot woot.
in that space there.
Yes.
It gets to go at the end of my turn.
Okay.
Bonus action. Actually, you know what? No, I'm not going to do that. That's all I'm going to do for this turn. So the celestial spirit will then get to go. See here. It will do a multi-attack with its radiant. It's a defender, by the way, with its radiant mace. It will attack the small one, since that's what we've kind of been doing. So its first attack is an 18 to hit.
Yes, indeed.
Right? Yeah, 18. Let's see. Plus the spell's level. That is 7 plus 5 plus 5. 17 points of radiant damage on the first attack.
Okay.
And Cade gets 8 temporary hit points as well.
Yeah.
Second attack, that's a natural 1, so that's going to miss.
Okay. Yes, the celestial spirit comes down out of the heavens when that 3-point landing, stands up, takes its mace, swings it in an arc, and slams up through the chin of this shadow spirit guy that came out of Isra, knocks him into that pillar looking thing that's next to him, so he bounces off of that, taking another couple of points of damage here. And as he starts to right himself, the celestial spirit tries to move in and try to get a better grip on what's going on. From behind, the Great Dark continues to move in. As it does, it is going to do a big, wide swing on the celestial spirit with a 27 to hit.
That will hit.
Okay. The celestial spirit is going to take 14 points of necrotic damage.
He's actually resistant to necrotic damage.
Ooh, very cool. Nice. Yeah, so the Great Dark just brings out a big, meaty claw and slams into it. Even though he's somewhat ethereal, it still makes contact with this creature, them both being celestial or otherworldly creatures. Makes contact, slams into it. The shadow, I'm calling it, the thing that came out of Isra, we need a better name than the shadow. We'll call the creature, I think is what you guys said. The creature is going to attack you, Cade. Yes, spill my blood, mortal.
Kinky.
26 to hit.
Yeah, it got
Okay.
me.
You are going to take 9 points of damage, and please make a Constitution saving throw.
It's at 9 points of damage.
Yes.
Don't forget about your 10 hit points you had.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, thank you. I'm sorry, you said Constitution?
Yes, sir, please.
Oh, okay. 14.
14. And you feel that as it hits you, part of your life force gets pulled out through your blood, and it goes into this guy. I'm going to roll a D8.
My life force.
Yes, indeed. And you see that creature has some of its constitution is bolstered once more. It heals itself partially, basically, is what happens.
See, told you all I did have a soul. God.
It's debatable. No, I was kidding. All right.
It's gone now, but I had one.
As this is all happening, Flora, you hear the music around still, the Dance Macabre. It's got a different layer to the orchestra now that Bram is up and walking around and you're controlling him. And what do you do in this moment as you tune into that?
I am going to cast a 3rd level Dissonant Whispers on the little guy.
The creature.
Yes. Wisdom 17 save.
It's going to be a 13.
All right. He's gonna take 20 points of psychic damage.
All right.
And then I'm gonna move what's his face? Dead Bram over
Dead Bram.
to try and hit him with a sword.
Okay.
That is a 24 to hit. Nope, 22 to hit.
All right. Yeah, that great sword comes down in and slices into the creature.
Great. And you said that's 2d6?
2d6 plus strength.
Six plus 1, 7.
All right. 7 is still more. Okay. Yeah, the great sword comes down, and as it does, you can see there is, from the different impacts and different wounds that this thing has taken, you see that there is blood that is starting to come out of this creature, dropping down and around. And as it does, you see the blood that is coming out of the wounds is starting to flow more freely. And you can see the grin just gets wider and wider as the blood flows out of his mouth as he talks. Yes, it is so close now. Isra. You feel something's happening. You can't quite put your finger on it, but this is different. Other times when you've used the Vessel of Souls and you've used the powers that the spirits that you've channeled have given you, you felt a certain feeling from that. You're getting a new feeling now. It almost feels like something about your connection to this creature is changing. It's shifting. The connection that you once had is turning into something else.
I don't like that. Okay. I am going to kind of skirt around behind this pillar and sort of come out on the other side of it. And I'm going to be looking at this creature who has occupied and poisoned my mind for a fair amount of time. And I'm just going to look at it and send out a psychic lance at it. So if you could please make an intelligence saving throw for it, DC 16.
It's not going to pass.
That's fantastic. Okay, so he will take 28 points of psychic damage, and he's going to be incapacitated until the start of my next turn.
Okay.
just so as you know. And I will sort of just dig my feet into the dirt, like holding steady, and that'll be the end of my turn.
As you blast out that psychic lance and you feel that connection get severed as you slam right through its mind, you see the creature recoil back, slowly bend backwards, almost like it's being bent in half the wrong direction. It starts to turn and twist and move in around itself, and you feel that connection changing. There is a snap back, a recoil of the impact of the thing's mind that ripples through your own. And in a moment, you see a dark expanse. It's not the dark of the eternal night here on Nier. It's something darker, something that is beyond the night. And then you see pinpricks of light around, stars, you realize. You see what can only be best described as a memory of this creature that just emerged out of you recently and that you have just ended in this moment. You see it launching itself through the dark recesses of space, coming from some distant world you see behind as it is engulfed in light, a supernova of a star burning out its existence, and this soul creature turning its attention to the closest planet it can reach. And as it plummets and streaks and arcs its way towards your world, you see that it crashes down through the atmosphere, through the layers of trees, into the ground, and decimates a city just below the surface here. A city where Karevi once called home. And in this destruction, you see this creature as it begins to perish. A small glimmer of itself reaches out and caresses a young girl as she escapes from the wreckage of the city, connecting itself to her so that it may live again. And as this creature is vanquished, Isra, that little girl you recognize, you remember, is you. As the creature dies, however, as it continues to bend and twist and snap like it's being twisted into a pretzel, its blood sprays freely, and the blood along the ground starts to move and ripple and bubble as it makes its way towards the great dark. Because now, its physical form destroyed, it latches on to the last bits and the remnants of the ritual that can make this creature truly live forever. The blood from this creature, once shared with you, goes towards the great dark, and as that blood ripples and pulls up out of the ground, you see the great dark takes on a new form. It begins to grow and bubble and churn in shape. Elongated teeth made out of irradiated blood. Its massive head starts to form into almost horn-like appendages as its previous form is now gone, and in its place is a massive creature made out of shadowed blood. And as this blood shadow makes its presence fully known, it rips out through the air, almost like it's being birthed out of the great dark. Now, with true physical form, this giant creature from another world, now unleashed upon this. Due to your actions, due to all of your choices, the four of you and the four of you alone must stand against its evil or perish, and the world perhaps along with it. Reggie takes a moment to panic. Cade, what do you want to do?
Silently screaming. But all right. How tall is this creature?
This thing is huge. It's got to be almost 40 feet tall. It's massive. It's just as wide as the rest of it.
Okay.
Just as wide as it is tall, and it is just a rippling shape. Like I said, it looks like living shadow with blood pooling and shifting throughout its form. Its eyes burn with a light from another world.
All right. Well, Kate is going to run up and jump up on this column here.
Okay.
And let's see if it hurts. And I will Cable fire his hand crossbow. Let's
Okay.
see if this thing can feel anything.
Let's do it.
Oh, 22.
22. The bolt streaks forward and it slams right into the stomach of this thing. Go and roll damage.
10 points of damage.
10 points of damage. And as the bolt, you see it get pulled into its roiling, shadowed blood form. Seems to have no effect.
Okay. I will use a bonus action to now do Hunter's Mark because I didn't do that previously. But I wanted to test it out first, kind of studying it. Wanted to still pretend that I'm still a hunter and not the prey at this moment.
Yes.
And
right.
so, yeah, at that point, we'll just kind of crouch down and just be ready.
Absolutely. You got it. Kalim, and your celestial spirit that you have summoned. What would you like to do?
I will, not panicking, not really fully understanding what transpired, other than I'm sure that I can sense that this creature is not of the darkness that it once was.
Right.
I am going to, because I don't have enough things to do, I'm going to summon a spiritual weapon.
Yes.
What was I using for my spiritual weapon before?
It was like a little dagger. I think it's still on the map there off to the side. Yeah, that will definitely work. You got it.
So, summon that as a bonus action.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and do that first. That is a 19 to hit.
Yes, the spiritual weapon emerges and slices through this thing.
Okay. That is 16 points of damage.
And that's just slashing damage?
Force damage.
Force damage, okay.
Yeah. Does that injure it?
Yes, you do see that this weapon does actually seem to make purchase and does actually seem to slice through it. Part of the shadows recoil within, just leaving the blood that you see actually starts to solidify almost into a somewhat physical shape from the impact of the wound.
Okay.
And as this happens, real quick, Kalim, you feel something running down your cheek and dripping off of your cheek and onto the ground below. The crack on your cheek is bleeding.
Okay.
It's a little psoriasis. I didn't want to call it out, but no, you want to be rude.
Yeah,
sure. Interesting. Okay.
I'm sorry,
Yeah, it's okay. I am going to go ahead and run forward, if you'll allow it, and take a swing.
You got it.
Only a 17 to hit.
A 17 does hit.
Okay.
You surge forward across the battlefield using the shadows to propel your movement, and your sword comes forward.
Yep. That's 7 points of slashing damage, 2 points of psychic damage. I've rolled really low on the psychic damage today. And I still have the shroud, so 9 points of radiant damage.
Ooh, yeah.
18 total if it's not differentiating damage types.
Yes, and the sword slashes and the radiant damage does seem to burn through some of the shadow as well. And this creature still looks hardy, still looks very strong. And in this moment, you can feel that the blood is starting to flow more freely down your face. Nearby, who would be the best angle to say? We'll say Regia from the angle she's at, and probably Flora as well. You can see that now there is another split that starts on the top of Kalim's forehead, leading down towards his temple. So that was Kalim's spiritual, celestial guardian, and spiritual weapon. So that's it for your turn, or did you have anything else?
No, the guardian, the defender is not gone yet. The defender goes at the end of my turn. So
okay,
defender is going to go ahead and go. Its first attack is a 20 to hit.
Okay.
So that is 14 points of radiant damage. I get 2 temporary hit points.
Nice.
Second attack is a 24 to hit. That is 20 points of radiant damage.
Ooh. Yeah.
And instead of the 2 temporary hit points, I got 2 temporary hit points. I rolled 2 twice.
Okay. Hey, there you go.
It really wanted me to have 2 temporary hit points for some reason.
Alrighty.
And
So
that
now-
is it for my turn.
You got it. So now, as all that transpires, you watch as this strange blood shadow, this creature, begins to move forward. As it does, it is going to step up into the space of the. Let me get rid of this guy here. This guy here. It's going to step into the space of your celestial spirit and of Bram. I need both of them to please make strength checks. What Bram get?
5.
5 for the spirit. Okay.
Mhm.
And
Bram got a 13.
Ooh, okay. Unfortunately, it's not enough for either. So they both are going to take 3d6 necrotic damage and become engulfed by this creature as it begins to assimilate them into its mass. So they're both going to take 7 points of damage, necrotic damage. And yes, they are both engulfed into it. And then it is going to attack. Let me move. I guess I can't put that on top of because it was added later. It's fine. Then it's going to attack you, Kalim.
Okay.
So here we go. A 17 and a 21.
The 17 misses.
Okay. You're going to take 16 points of bludgeoning damage as it brings a large fist down and boom, slams into you. And I need you to please make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. That's a 19 total.
19, okay. Then you are going to take, with a fail, unfortunately, you're going to take, oh no, I'm sorry, DC 15. Excuse me, I'm looking at the wrong number. You succeed, you just take half damage. So you take 11 more points of necrotic damage.
Okay.
As it hits you, you could feel this dark spirit, this dark essence drawing out around you.
And how much was the initial hit? Sorry.
No, that's okay. The initial hit was, I actually didn't write it down. Let me just reroll. It's 2d8. 3 plus 8 is 11 plus 4. 15. Sorry about that. And,
Oh, that's my bad.
all right. Flora.
Flora's face turns a little hard and she pulls out one of the bells, and she's gonna cast a 4th level healing word on Kalim.
Nice.
You're gonna get
Obviously, I felt pain from when he, bashed me, but did I feel pain when he took damage?
I wouldn't say pain so much as an empathy almost. Like you didn't feel it, but you sensed it. You had a certain understanding. Sympathy as a word. Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
Okay.
you get 17 points of healing back.
Thank you much.
That's what the doctor ordered right there.
And
Is there any
Flora's gonna-
response from the entity as I get healed?
No.
Okay.
Good question.
Flora moved up a little bit, and then is Bram restrained? Can he attack?
He is engulfed. He could attack from within it, I suppose, at disadvantage.
What's it gonna take to get unengulfed?
He could do a strength check
Okay.
to get unengulfed. That's funny.
Natural 20
Oh, yeah.
for a 24.
Oh, yeah. And then he burst out of there, plops back down onto the ground on his one leg. I love it.
Great. That's
That's
my
it.
turn.
All right. Isra, the connection that you felt is very different now. You can tell that that thing is still within there somehow, but it's different. What do you want to do?
This difference, does it feel more or less malevolent?
It feels the same.
Okay, cool. All right. So I'm going to move sort of to the side over here.
Okay.
And staring this creature directly in its eyes, or approximation of its eyes, I am going to once again reach out with my mind and cast Psychic Lance.
Okay.
So, DC 16 intelligence save.
15 minus 4. So it's going to be 11, so it's going to fail.
Okay. So it will take 30 points of psychic damage as I channel all of my pissed off energy into its mind. And it's incapacitated. Does that work if it's kind of like a not really there kind of guy?
Yeah, this type of creature cannot be incapacitated, actually.
Okay. That's fine.
But it's good to know.
Yeah, I'll take what I can get. Also, just for shits and giggles, because I have a bonus action, I'm gonna scream real loud again. So he has to make a wisdom save or be frightened. DC is 16.
It gets us 15. Fuck. Okay.
Okay. Well,
You got him.
it's
You got him.
frightened of me now for 1
Alright.
minute.
Nice. Frightened.
Okay.
It's pretty much the rest of the fight. I love that.
Who knew? And then at the end of each of its turns,
Mhm.
it gets to make another save. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, that'll be it.
Nice. All right. Regia is going to take 2 shots at the creature. One of which does hit it, however, because she's just firing with a bow. Oh no, she's got a magical bow, so it does actually still do damage. 7. Okay. And yeah, she fires Cade.
I'm assuming that Kalim felt that, even if he
Yeah.
didn't take damage from it.
Yeah,
he
in
felt
the same way as before. Yeah, you feel almost like the effects of like a voodoo doll. You feel a piercing feeling in your chest for a second.
Cade will cast as a bonus action flame arrows
Okay.
and will attack with his crossbow. That'll be 18.
Oh yeah.
That will be
It's pretty big. It's got a pretty small AC, guys.
19. That'll be 18 points of damage.
Just from the crossbow?
Yep.
Okay. You see a hit, and it gets slunk in, and it doesn't seem to have any sort of effect either. Same thing, Kalim, you feel a sharp piercing pain now in your stomach from where it hit, same area as where it hit before. You're not taking any damage, but you're just feeling this connection to it.
Did it look like any reaction from the creature, the beast, the darkness?
I mean, it flinched like you hit it, but it didn't seem to be damaged or hurt or any sort of affliction to it. It would seem to be that mundane type weapons aren't really doing anything to it.
Gotcha. So not even the flame.
Well, the flame would have, the flame I guess would have gotten through, because that would be fire. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
how much was the damage of just that then?
Just the fire was 4 points of damage.
4. Okay, so we'll take the 4. Okay.
All right. Well, then we're going to have to try something else then. Second attack. We're like, okay, well, we'll just crossbow to the side, and Kate's gonna try to wait a second. What are these people doing? What are the vampires on top of the tower doing?
I think those are
there's-
remnants.
Yeah, there's just left over. Yeah, if there's anything, if there's any sort of bodies, these are leftovers. If
Oh,
there's any
okay.
sort of- yeah,
I
sorry.
know they were just like, I didn't know if it was playing to an audience. That's all.
We're reusing a map, so sometimes there's some little,
Gotcha.
some little overflow.
And how tall is this
there's
tower?
nobody alive helping you guys. It's just all of you versus it.
Gotcha. And how tall is this tower?
The tower of the Vanquished, the obelisk of the Vanquished, is
Mhm.
enormous, several hundred feet tall.
Oh, okay. So it's not like a. Let me go scale this real quick. It's
Oh no,
massive.
a little
Okay.
bigger than that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then what
No,
I'll try
we'll
anyway.
Wait. Go ahead.
Yeah, we'll-
Yeah,
go
be
ahead,
like,
yeah.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go take the stairs. Be
The
right-
Blood Shadow's like,
All right. Well, what we'll try to do is we'll try to do something different. If we can't hurt it, maybe we can do something else. So, going to step off of the column that I'm standing on,
mm-hmm.
and I am going to throw my grappling hook, and I'm going to try to wrap it around its neck, and try to. If I can't hurt it, maybe I could disable it, and like, going to see if I can wrap this grappling hook around it.
All right. Make a make a strength check.
All right.
It's be like a thrown weapon.
'21. I rolled a 19.
Yeah, you take a grappling hook, and it goes up, and it perfectly goes around the neck of this thing, and you pull it, and it cinches tight, and as it moves, it pulls you up off the ground, and you swing for a
Like-
moment.
Literally like the rod. It's just like pull rod. Like,
All
like
right. All right. Make another strength check for me.
that. Oh boy.
Let's see if you do get, in fact, pulled up off the ground.
16.
Okay, you manage to maintain. You as you're start to get
Like,
pulled
oh.
up, you take the rod and and it stops right there, maybe about a foot off the ground, but it stops because even if it's in the air, the immovable
Right.
rod's going to stop. And with the rope tied around it, so you see this thing start to move, and start to pull you, and then it lurches and stops as your rope pulls taut against it. And it does seem to be held somewhat in place. Now, it's not like Bram to where it's basically going to be stuck
Right.
in the same place. It's basically going to have that, like when you make a circle with a rope, it's going to be able to go around that area
Right.
and move it back and forth. But it's something. Can't run away, at least. Anything else you're doing besides that greatness?
Nope.
All right, Kalim and your own personal army. What you got going on, brother?
So I have a question for you. Will you
Yes.
allow the Celestial Guardian to go first?
Yeah, pretty much. I'm gonna just kind of rule that within
Okay.
your order, you can do what kind of however you want.
All right. Is he grappled or anything right now? Like, what's his current state of things?
The spirit is still within the blood shadow, so he's basically just like restrained. So he can still try to get out. He can still try to move. If he tries to attack, he's gonna have disadvantage because it's
Okay.
like he's swallowed or engulfed by the creature.
I think he's going to fight from inside of it.
Nice.
So we'll go ahead and do that. So he'll roll his attacks with disadvantage. Can't do customs, so I'll just have to manually figure this out. Was a natural 20 and a 3.
Oh.
It's still an 11 to hit. I don't know how bad his AC is.
It's not that bad, but
Okay.
yeah, so the spirit's just trying to swing and wildly flail from within, isn't able to get a good enough spot to hit.
Second attack is also a 3, so his turn is pretty much useless. The spiritual weapon, however, can come over and do some attacks. Oops. I clicked the wrong... I accidentally clicked on Flora's character sheet. Hang on a second. Sorry about that. Try that again. That's
There
a
can only be one.
26 to hit.
Yes, sir. Spiritual weapon comes swinging in.
For minimum damage of 7. Force damage.
Okay.
And then I'm going to do something kind of weird. Just because I don't know what to do otherwise. I'm going to cast Freedom of Movement on myself using my last 4th level spell slot. And then I'm going to step into this creature.
Oh, shit. All right. So basically you're choosing to get engulfed is what's going on?
Yes.
Okay, interesting.
Because I want to know what happens.
Okay. When you become engulfed, you step into the creature. You all see Kalim do this. You see him gesture for a moment. There's shadows that wreath around him, and then he steps into this thing. Within, there's clearly no way to breathe within this thing because it's basically moving, walking, shadowy liquid. So you're not able to breathe, but probably not a problem that much for you anyway.
I don't breathe, so...
Right. Yeah, so not really an issue for you in that regard. You basically are going to be restrained, and you are going to take damage from within. I
cannot be restrained.
Okay, well then you know what?
From
You're not
freedom of
restrained
movement.
Either. That's right. See, you're always thinking. And yeah, so basically you're just going to, as you step within, you take some damage, basically, is what's going to happen. You're going to take some necrotic damage as it starts to basically try to absorb you into its form.
Okay.
That is going to be, this up real quick. 27 points of necrotic damage.
Okay.
And because they've been taking, I probably should have mentioned that they were taking the damage too. The spirit is still would have been taking that damage as well. So I forgot to roll for it. So that's my bad. So I guess you just get a freebie. I forgot to roll damage for 2 rounds on it. So that's what happens. I got a lot going on. But anyway, yeah, so you are within it.
Is there any change to what Kalim was feeling regarding this thing?
I'm going to immediately say no, but what you do notice is as you step within it, it's almost like you don't fully feel it apart from you. It's almost like the two of you basically do in fact become one as you enter within it. Almost like part of you, imagine, if you will, you've been asleep and you've woken up and you've had one of your arms has been tingly and numb asleep for all these years. Now it's just suddenly woke up. So you don't have that. There's a certain disconnect, a certain loss that you didn't really realize that you had until you've stepped into this thing, and now it's gone.
Okay. That's it for my turn.
Okay. That creature is going to, with you all engulfed, now it's going to do some... Oh, that's the start of its turn.
Oh, hang on a second. I have to do a concentration check.
Oh, yeah. You took some damage.
I'm fine.
Okay. And, all right, so the creature is going to continue to move forward. It's going to, as it does so, it steps forward and engulfs Bram again. Let's see what's trying to make a save.
Where did I go?
You're right there.
Oh, still there. Okay.
Yeah, the token got added after, so yeah, there you are. There you are. So if we could, Deb, go ahead and make a dexterity save for the zombie.
Nope.
Oh no. All right, so he gets engulfed again. And as the creature takes another step, the rest of its movement, it's going to... It can't engulf anyone else because Kalim did what he did. He is going to attack you, Flora. Oh no. Oh no. Natural 20 for a 27
Sure enough.
and a 19.
Yep.
Oh boy.
No.
Okay. No. What are you doing? Okay, so we'll do the critical damage first. With my D8 over here. 5 plus 6 is 11, plus 1 is 12, plus 8 is 20, plus 4. You're going to take 24 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And you need to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
17.
17. Okay, so you pass. So you take half damage. So you take an additional 7 points of necrotic damage.
Great.
And then for that second attack, that was a regular attack, not the critical, you are going to take 6 plus 6 is 12 plus 16 more points of bludgeoning damage.
Mm-hmm.
And make another Constitution saving throw, please.
15.
15 is going to fail by 1. You're going to take the full damage of... Hang on a second. Oh, I'm still not even doing enough damage. Hang on a second. We're fine. We're good. We're good.
Are we?
We're good.
I don't know, man. You do a lot of math for fucking damage. Like,
You're going to take an additional 12 points of necrotic damage.
The Death Ward spell that was on Flora fades.
Oh, shit. Okay. There are, as it hits you the second time and the blood splatters all over you, there is a twing sound, as it almost sounds like that another string on the harp snaps, and there is that shadow energy around you that Kalim put there, fades off into the night. And with that, it's going to be your turn, Flora and Bram. At the start of his turn, I'm going to have Bram take the damage first that I've been forgetting to roll to all these engulfed creatures. He's going to take 16 points of necrotic damage.
Okay.
What would you like to do? And what would he like to do?
Flora is gonna reach out and touch the creature.
Faith? Reach out and touch Faith.
Yep.
Fine. It's dumb. Go ahead. You're touching
And she's gonna ring one of her talking with the other hand and cast Bestow Curse.
it? Oh, shit.
So it has to make a Wisdom 17 save.
Hey, Kalim,
Let's go, girls.
can you make that save too, please?
Yep.
I wondered about that.
Oh no.
It's going to fail with a 12.
Okay.
I got a dirty 20.
All right. So the creature is gonna have disadvantage on con checks and saves.
Oh, no. Okay.
It's got disadvantage on attack rolls against me. It has to make a wisdom saving throw at the start of each of its turns, and if it fails, it wastes its turn doing nothing.
Okay.
And my attacks and spells will do extra damage.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Okay. Okay. I love it. You guys don't mess around. You come to win. I love it.
And I guess Bram is gonna try to unentangle again.
Okay. Straight check, please.
Nope, that's a 10.
Oh, no. Okay. Alrighty. So, Flora, you are squaring off against the beast, and it must give you a little bit taste of some nastiness. You're going to give it on back. So, Isra.
Yes. Okay. Quick question. Can I
Yes.
see these allies inside of this monster?
No, once they're engulfed, you don't see them.
That's okay. Great. So I'm going to take a couple of steps towards the spiritual weapon, and then I'm going to bonus action Misty Step over behind this guy.
Mm-hmm.
I have 1 level in Rogue, so I'm going to shoot my crossbow at it.
Sneak attack!
Please, for the love of Christ. That is a dirty 20 to hit.
Okay. Yep.
So that'll be 9 points of damage plus my 1d6 of sneak attack, so that's another 5, plus my Vessel of Souls, which is another 3.
So Beth, you were shooting it?
Oh god.
You were shooting it? Is that what, with the crossbow?
Yeah.
You come out around behind it and you fire your crossbow at it. If you recall, mundane weapons don't seem to be doing that too much, so your crossbow damage didn't actually do anything. As it hits it, the bolt sinks in, and the sneak attack damage is just regular bonus damage, so it does take that, and the Vessel of Souls damage it does take. You could tell that it did take some damage, but not enough to fell it. And as it starts to move and walk around, you can see that part of it starts to grow a little bit as something within it churns and moves and bubbles around. And Reg is gonna fire. Oh, I'm sorry, you done? I didn't want. Anything else you're doing? Okay. All right. It's I'm said Isra. Reg is gonna fire. Oh no, she's got 2 low rolls. She's gonna still hit with 1, so she's gonna do not too much. She fires, and as she hits with the second one, there are thorns that kind of splatter and shoot out like a barrage of almost like shrapnel that shoot across the front of this thing, but don't seem to do that much damage. And then she yells at you, Cade, well, I ain't got shit left, so it's up to you, pretty boy. And
No
Cade.
pressure. When Cade sees Flora like get the soul smacked out of her, just like subconsciously, the words, the ancient words of his order just kind of come out of his lips in this very kind of arcane sounding language, just kind of instinctively, and he casts Cure Light Wounds on her.
Oh, all right.
And he'll get back, casting it as a 3rd level spell. So you will get back 23 points.
Thank you.
Nice.
And let's see, that was 1 action. My weapons don't seem to be doing much. And so he's going his grappling hook thing didn't work, so he's gonna just remove the rod, and he's looking down at his weapons to see what he's got. He's gonna put the crossbow away. He's got the shield, and the shield's gonna have this kind of worried look now as the face change, like I don't know. And he's gonna look at the creature, sees that Kalim has gone in, hasn't come out, looks at his shield again, pulls out his +1 sword of the moonlight, and from Redia and anyone who's looking at him, you can tell that he's getting ready to start charging, but he's going to wait. Like he's all like he's rearing up, like, all right, I guess we're gonna have to go in. Like you can tell that look that like,
Yes.
oh no, he's about to do something really stupid.
Yep.
And so yeah, he's getting ready to do something stupid next round. So
All right, Kalim. From
how much
within.
damage does the Celestial take first?
It
We'll
is going
get
to-
his thing out of the way.
Yes, let's do that. That's 3d6 necrotic damage. So that is going to be 14.
He's resistant, so he takes half.
Mhm. Yep.
So he's at disadvantage on strikes. So that's a 13 to hit.
Oh, I'm sorry. I misspoke. The damage that it takes from being engulfed is not 3d6. It's 66.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Holy.
So instead of the 14, yeah, see, I've been doing it wrong the whole time. The whole fight. See, this is what I do.
You hit me pretty hard last time, so.
I must have done it right on you then, but I've been forgetting it all this time. But anyway, so it took the 14 before. Now it's going to take another 13. So that's going to be a total of 27. But it has
It's
resistance.
cut in half, so it's 13, yeah.
Yep.
Does a 15 hit it?
A 15 will not, unfortunately.
Okay. That's much better. 18 plus 9 is 27 to hit.
Yes, sir.
Okay. That's 14 points of radiant damage. And because I am nearby, I gain 2 points of temporary points.
Yay!
What is with the 2 on my D10s, man?
It was all those nat 20s you got before, man. You used up the
My
good.
D10s just hate me.
That's it.
Okay. And then so my turn, I take that damage too.
Yes, you will. Yep. 66. Okay. Uh, 24.
Okay. Concentration check is 17, so it's fine. From inside of this creature, I am going to cast Detect Thoughts, and I'm going to go deep.
All right.
Wisdom 17 saving throw, which I think it has disadvantage on right now.
I'm not even going to have it roll it because of what's going on. So
Okay.
you feel out with trying to get an idea of what its surface thoughts are. And there is just a barrage of thoughts that come from within your own mind. You can feel the thoughts as if they are your own. You can see snippets of what it's thinking as if you are feeling and experiencing this yourself. In this moment, this creature wants one thing and one thing only, and that is to live, to survive, to feed, to engulf, to grow. And it's one of its surface thoughts that really stands out to you, however, is the fact that it's got this nagging little thing deep down it just can't seem to shake.
Okay. I went deep.
You went deep. It's just got this little bit of itself that got away before, and that little tiny thing is just like something stuck in its craw. Like it just dig and it's twisting and it's messing with it. A part of its own spirit is just struggling so hard against that. It's angry.
Okay.
And it wants to destroy that little tiny bit if it can.
All right.
And you would know that's you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get that.
Mhm.
All right. Well, since it's not actually restraining me and I still have my full movement, I will... Oop, that's the wrong thing. I will step out of it. Bonus action, my spiritual weapon comes over. That's a... Really? 16 to hit?
16 just misses. It swings forward and it just passes through the thing. There is blood that splatters.
Yeah, I think that's it for me.
Okay. As we get back up to the top, the blood creature, the blood shadow, is just so enraged. It flies into a complete berserk fury. It continues to scream and roar, and as it does so, it flexes itself. Long tendrils made of blood lance out and swipe around the battlefield. Everybody, please make a dexterity saving throw.
Uh-oh.
It's everybody within 30 feet, which I do believe is everybody. Let me check something real quick.
19 for me.
Okay.
18.
18, 19,
14.
14.
Natural 20 for 23.
Ooh, okay.
There we go.
Nice. So, everybody is going to pass except for Flora.
A lot of dice, I hear.
I gotta roll for Regia here. Regia failed too. Makes you feel any better. Roll over dice. Okay. Everybody is going to take... an even 15 points. But Flora, you're going to take 30 because you failed. And Regia takes 30. So at this moment, with the tendrils smack around, one grabs around Flora, pulls her forward, and there is a plopping, sickening sound as she gets lurched and she falls and drops as the thing starts to slowly pull her across the ground. Regia comes in to help her lady, gets hit as well, and gets ripped up off of her feet. Her face smacks against the concrete, and the two of them start to get slowly dragged and pulled like they're about to be absorbed into the creature. Now that it has a little bit more room because it is expelled Kalim, and it's trying to almost get rid of the spirit. Isra, I guess Bram could go. Flora, you're down? You're unconscious?
Yep.
Okay, I should keep this in order. Please make a death saving throw.
$19.
Okay, that is one success. All right, so I'm sorry. I'm gonna say because you go down, what happens with Bram? Do you lose control of him, or does he just stay kind of confused?
Good question. Why is my...
Just roll a d6 for me.
Sure.
We'll just do it this way.
Great. 3.
3. He just kind of floats around inside, not really being told to do anything.
Great.
So he's going to take the 6d6. He's going to take 22 points of necrotic damage.
He is no longer a zombie.
Okay. He is no more. All right, now it's Isra's turn.
So like, what's the vibe right now?
Dire?
How?
Dire is the vibe, I think.
Miko brought up a good point in our hidden chat that you cannot see at home. Is the bestow curse gone? That would probably go away as well because she can no longer concentrate on it.
Yep.
So yes, the bestow curse is gone.
Well, I mean, because of that curse, didn't the creature have disadvantage to attack Flora?
It wasn't an attack, it was a save.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, it like exploded.
Oh, I see. It's kind of like a environment attack.
Yep.
So, but that is gone now. Yep.
Am I getting any particular feelings from my minor connection to this thing?
No, the connection that you have felt to that thing is now gone. All that remains is the rage and the fury and the anger of this thing as it wants to just destroy and engulf everything. This thing has moved on from hunting Hajlaki. This thing wants to just take it all. This thing wants to consume, devour, destroy everything.
Okay. I've used my things, so I'm going to
Eldritch Blast?
Yeah, I have to.
Eldritch Blast.
Okay, yeah. So, all right, a 24 and a 15. Okay, so, all right, so that's 11. And all of the voices in my head give me another 1, so 12 points of damage total. And I'm going to use my movement to run kind of over to this other side. And I'm going to scream again, because I can. Can it make a... What save was that? Oh, God.
It was wisdom, wasn't it? Or intelligence.
Yeah.
It was intelligence, I remember now.
This was wisdom.
Oh, it was wisdom. Oh. What was the intelligence thing you were having to roll?
That was the
um,
lance
psychic
from her spell
lance,
slots.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you shoot it with the Eldritch Blast. It blows a hole through the side of this thing, and it starts to seal up and close out around the hole. You run over and just totally pulled up in the moment as well. You turn and you just empty all of the anger, all of the rage, all of the frustration. You just scream in this loud primal scream that ripples out through the entire blood domain. People nearby who aren't close enough to see what's going on hear your scream as you scream for your friends, scream for your father, scream for the life that you lost, that this thing destroyed when it came to this world. And as you scream and it gets hit with that, it seems to partially vaporize. Parts of its body start to plop and slink and fall down around it. Kalim, can you please make a Constitution saving throw?
Sure. That's an 8.
As you feel the bit of yourself that was connected to this thing get severed and snapped, as it dies, as it perishes and is wiped from the face of Nier by her scream, by her rage, by her Eldritch Blast, part of you is pulled away, part of the life force that reinvigorated you and rebirthed you into the world. And in this moment, you take 21 points of necrotic damage. Psychic damage. And as you look up and this happens, you almost see a corona of light, almost like the sun is starting to rise again in the east. Something that hasn't been seen for all of these years, even since before you were born. But the sun doesn't rise. This light seems to stop and turn into a bit of a halo that enshrouds around the head of a silhouette that starts to walk towards you. And as the light from behind changes and shifts so the silhouette's features can be seen, you see Sophia, smiling, beautifully lit. She reaches a hand out towards you. And you see that her path has taken her to stand right next to Flora in her unconscious body. She reaches over the unconscious form of Flora towards you, as if she's beckoning you.
So Kalim is out, unconscious on the ground, dying. This vision of things is the spirit basically beckoning him to come forward. And in that moment, I think Kalim staring at Sophia mournfully shakes his head and says, I can't. There is more. There is always more.
She gets a smile, but it's a sad one. Someday we will be together again. The corona starts to fade around her and her arm slowly lowers. And as the light fades away in your unconscious dying state, it's just the darkness that engulfs you. Flora and Kalim, please both make death saving throws.
I have advantage on those.
Nice.
It's a
Do we
fail.
not get to do anything while this is happening?
Just one second.
That's a success.
Okay. And as your two companions are trying to fight their way back from the brink of death, out of initiative, you guys can just act freely. Isra, Cade, what is it that you guys do? Regia is also unconscious. So you have 3 of your party down. But the thing is no more.
Cade, can you heal them?
Yes, I can. Just give me a moment. I want to first check on Flora. Like, is she death's door?
Yeah, she looks like she is struggling.
All right.
Mechanically, she has had 1 success and 1 failure at her death saves, if that's what
Gotcha.
you're trying to get at.
Cade will remove one of his magic items and start uttering an ancient language and placing it around her neck. And then we'll cast Cure Light Wounds. I'm giving her my prized possession, my Purity Up of Wound Closure. While you wear this pendant, you stabilize whenever you're dying at the start of your turn. In addition, whenever you roll a hit dice to regain hit points, double the number of hit points get restored.
Does she have to be attuned to be able to use that?
Can I attune it to her?
No, you have to
No.
take time
Damn it.
with it and prepare
Oh,
with
yeah,
it.
I guess I can't. Well, yeah, in that case, I will just cast a spell.
Okay.
I mean, the Cure Wounds is mechanically going to do it, so.
Yeah, she'll be fine, yeah. Even if
Sweet.
you get 1 healing, you come back.
That would be enough too. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, you heal her, and then you move. Isra, are you doing anything while he goes around from first to Flora, then to Kalim, and then finally to Regia? Are you doing anything in the moment?
I
I don't know he would go to
Stay-
Kalim second.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, that's a good question. I probably shouldn't assume that.
That's right. I mean, it is a kind of like a.
Well, also,
don't-
I think he has a better understanding of Kalim's deathless state.
Right.
That is true.
Yeah, my natural assumption would have been Flora, Regia, then Kalim.
Okay, well then I stand corrected. Yeah. So, Isra, are you doing anything while he's going around and he's aiding the others?
I look at Kalim and Regia, but I stay by Flora as Cade heals her. And then we diverge, and he goes over to Regia, and I go over to Kalim. And I'm not proficient in medicine. I don't have healing spells, but I will try to put my hands on wounds, and the mental energy that was so strong and so potent during this battle. I'm just going to try to just send every thought that I have of healing, and knowing that it's not going to do anything, but just sort of biding my time, almost like praying, but she doesn't really do that. And I'll just wait for Cade to come over.
Okay.
Do I need to do another death saving throw?
No, I think he takes the time. It's enough time that he's
I mean,
able
technically speaking, I could roll 2 natural ones.
That's true. You know what, Miko? It sounds like you want to roll some dice. So go ahead.
Miko?
Who am I to take away a man's pride?
Here's the thing: as soon as Flora is awake and sees Kalim, she's just gonna on the ground reach out her hand toward him and cast Healing Word.
Haha, you're saved.
Hey,
I'm
you know what,
just
Miko?
checking.
Fuck your dice, dude. No.
I did not
They're
roll
not
2
letting-
natural ones.
They're like, nobody's dying on our watch. I love it. Yeah. So, so you all get restored. So, as the darkness recedes over the blood domain tonight, and that threat has been fully destroyed, they'll be cleaning up the blood in one way or another for some time. I think sometime later, after you've all had a chance to rest and gotten all back together, We will find you 5, 6 really, I guess, because David is here. Sitting in the quarters that was Flora's when she was the Countess here. And when you all arrived, you're all sitting there, coming up to your next plan of action. In this last scene that we all shared together, what is it that you all would choose to do in these moments? That now that this creature has been destroyed, a little bit of yourselves has been understood, and also some new questions might have been raised. What is the next steps? What's the next plan for our friends?
Lim wants to leave promptly. And the only reason that he hasn't is because Flora hasn't.
Okay.
Cade will ask Redya if she's basically been training all of her life to slay this dark evil, and it has been completed. Where is she planning on going? What is her next goal if she's accomplished it?
Well, to be honest, my hunting, my training was so that I could avenge my family and take down the Hijlaki that took them from me. But it would seem that happened inadvertently. So I don't really have a purpose here anymore because vengeance isn't really a thing that I thought was going to be as fulfilling as it actually wasn't. So I don't know. Are you suggesting maybe you have an adventure that I could go on?
I'm not the type of person who stays in one place for very long. This is probably the longest I've ever stayed. In fact,
Really?
If you need someone to, I don't know how long it's been since you've left this domain, but if you need a guide to get you through some difficult terrain, I might be able to know a couple of people who might be able to guide you.
Don't rely on him. His directions are shit.
She just smiles. I think I'd like that, Sir Caden Ilios. Do you think your driver can handle one more being added to the weight? Yes, I think that'd be fine. Lady Regia, Lady Swiftstrider, I'd be more than happy to take you back wherever the others are going. Thank you for your part in freeing me from those creatures. Not something I wish to ever do again, I'll tell you that. He just calmly puts his hat on. I'll prepare the carriages, lords, ladies. And he starts to make his way down. And you all see from the vantage point of looking out the window that when David, a mere human in the eyes of the vampires and Hijlaki of the Blood Domain, gets down to the base of the spire that you're all in, and he steps outside, the vampires and the Hijlaki nearby part and give him a berth to make his way to your carriage to prep it for leaving. How about you, Isra? What's going through your mind right now?
Well, I go where Kalim goes, because where else would I go? I have a lot of questions about this entity, wondering if it's truly gone, if there will be another like it or entirely different, and when will that come? And there's just a lot to think about, but I do feel like I don't know. I feel like I've gotten a lot of closure in other parts of my life, so these questions can have some time before they're answered.
Perhaps another journey with your friends is exactly what you'll need to answer said questions if they do pose themselves again. So I guess it does come down to you, Countess Flora. What is it that you decide? Do you stay here or do you make a different path out of here?
Flora looks around at the group, I think, and just says, I don't know that this is the adventure that we bargained for, but I'm glad that we made it through. I don't think it would be wise for us to stay here. For more than one reason. And she looks over at Kalim knowing that he's just itching to get out. David said that he is gone to prepare the carriages, so let's find some other trouble somewhere else.
All right. A short time again later, we will find all of you down at the carriage getting ready to go. Kalim, you being the last to approach as you make sure that those vampires and Hizlaki do in fact give you all a wide berth. And they do, begrudgingly. They look upon you and your scarred, cracked facade. You notice that after the fight, there have been other sections that have had similar wounds, but that's another mystery as well, and one that you will solve together with your friends. In this final moment, as you all step in towards the carriage and David begins to depart out of the blood domain and out of this step of the journey in La Notte Eterna, I want to say thank you all so very much for being here, for telling this amazing story. You all have been awesome, and the story is with you all. I love that when players do some great stuff like this. So thank you all so very much for being amazing. For those of you at home, thank you very much for watching. I want to take a moment before we have some last minute announcements to just have everybody go around and once again say who they are, where they can be found out there, so that you can be sure to see what else they're up to. Let's start with Sir Caden himself. Adrian, a knight in his own right, my friend. Tell us a little bit about what else you're all out there about, my friend.
Hey, good evening. Thank you so much for this great game. My name is Adrian. On the internet, you can find me using the handle @SlySparrow _. Check me out on Twitter or Instagram or Discord, and everything that I'm doing starting the new year will be on there. Posting stuff about TC RPGs, any other kind of voiceover work or any kind of acting gigs I got going on. Will all be displayed there. So let's just start conversations and collaborate and have really great games like this one tonight. It's been my absolute pleasure bringing this character to life with everyone. Little epilogue, he will whistle for Luna and he will ride off on his horse, by the way. But
well, that was gonna be the post-credit scene.
the post-credit, you gotta stick for the post-credits.
Yes.
See where they all head. But no, this is one of those games where you just surround yourself with talented people and just let the magic happen. And this was such a great experience. Thank you all for sticking around and making this all come to life. And everyone watching, thanks for sticking around to the end of the story. Like every good story, it always kind of leads to whatever happens next is really up to everyone's imagination. So glad to be a part of it. And until next time.
Awesome. Thank you so very much, Adrian. I appreciate you, buddy. I really do. On the other side, Beth, Lady Isra, please tell us what all else you're out there about. And you can feel free, because where this is airing, talk about all the future stuff you're doing. Let's hear about it.
Oh, gee whiz. Well, I'm Beth. You can find me all over the internet at Beth Masco. I have some fun things coming up, but there are people who are better equipped to share that information. But there's a lot that's coming up that's really exciting. A lot more games in the future, so that's great. This game has been so much fun. I think it's been really fun to explore the dynamic between all of our characters, and to tell a story that is set in this dark, horrible place, but the story itself still had so much heart, and I think that is a really lovely thing to see. But yeah, this has just been so fun. I'm sad to see it end, but I will look back fondly upon it.
Oh, yes.
But yeah, thank you, Kev. This has been really, really fun.
Thank you. Well said, Beth. Thank you so very much. I couldn't agree any more with what you said. So thank you so very much for being kind and for being here. Deb, on down to the bottom, the lady, the master of disaster. We almost lost you tonight, and I'm glad we did not. So
I know.
I had
It's
a
been
plan.
a while.
I had a plan.
Nice.
I'm not sure it would have worked, but I had a plan.
It's been a while since I was down in a fight. It was so exciting. Oh my god, what a blast to play this character. I have really enjoyed this group and our dynamics together has been really fun. So thanks for telling a great story with us, Kev. I am on Instagram and Twitter. Not Twitter. I'm not on Twitter. That's not a thing.
You're not
Instagram
a man from Texas.
And Blue Sky and Discord at dsweats. And next Wednesday is the wrap up of our holiday heist for Eastera, and yeah, that's going to be exciting. We haven't started the first part yet, so I have no idea what it's going to be like. I'm sure it'll be great. But I'll let Miko talk about the new year with Eastera because it's his thing. So thanks, Kev. This has been so much fun.
Thank you, Deb. I'd be happy to have you back anytime on any table, whether it's here, there, or anywhere. And that goes for everybody, of course, except you, Miko. That's all. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you, Deb. Miko, thank you so very much for producing the channel so far. I will have a slight spoiler for you. I'll go ahead and say that with this being the end of season 1 of the Notte Eterna story that we're doing, Miko is actually going on to greener pastures. He's got some other opportunities that he's doing, which I would love to give him a moment to talk about that because it's very exciting stuff. So Miko, what are you up to, my friend? What else are you doing out there? I want to say first off, like I said, thank you for producing, doing the awesome art, the overlays, handling all this stuff. You've been awesome, brother, and I appreciate you for doing that. So
No problem. Thank you so much. I could not think of a better lot of individuals than this to walk through the darkness with. It has been great. I have loved getting to play this character alongside all of you. It's been amazing. Yes, I am departing from my producer role here. A good friend of mine, Bleak Season, and I, along with a couple of the lovely faces here at the table supporting us, are heading off to do some awesome things over on another channel called Folk and Myth. You can learn more about that at folkandmyth.com. That is going to be the new home for my homebrew world of Eastera. If you want to learn anything at all about any of that awesome stuff, you can check out my website at theoksgm.com. That's where you can find a link to all my socials, everything about Eastera and the like. Before all of that happens in the new year, though, we are wrapping up the final 2-part of Eastera, A Holiday Heist, taking place over on the Wanderer's Haven channel. The first episode of that will air before this episode of this show airs, but the final episode will be the following Wednesday on the 27th of December, and that will conclude all Eastera stuff for 2023. But a week after that, we kick it right back off again with 2024 and a brand new long-form campaign that promises to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to it. And maybe soon, if you're looking at the socials, you might start seeing some art pop up associated to that. We shall see.
Very cool. Yeah, that's gonna be very exciting. Those of you who have watched us before, Bleak's been on the channel before. He is an amazing player and storyteller as well, and the two of them, along with the ladies here, are gonna be fucking awesome. We'll see more from that. But anyway, I have been Kevin. I have been your humble game master tonight. I am the U.S. ambassador for Notte Eterna, and I am the host of the channel here. This has been an absolute joy and pleasure telling stories over the course of this almost a year, season-long, 5 different little mini arcs that we've done. Some bonus? That's not a word. Bonus other stuff. Special bonus other stuff was what I was trying to say. That you can find all of it right here on the Twitch channel as well as on our YouTube channel. If you want to find out more about La Notte Eterna, please head on over to the link tree that is above Adrian's head. It's also down below with all the really cool pictures and stuff below our streaming faces, where you can get links to the quick start guide as well as back the campaign. It's already funded, but you can get into the pre-order, and you can also join our Discord. You want to talk with us and hang out. And finally, if you want to support the channel and support the performers that you've seen, head on over to the Patreon or to our Ko-fi. So thank you all so very much. This has been an absolute joy. I want to say thank you to Tabletop Audio for providing the cool music. I want to say thank you to Neutral Party Maps, who have been with us steadfast, doing really cool battle maps this whole time. And finally, I want to thank all of you at home for being here and hanging out and making the magic happen. So I think we've done enough. We've done enough talking. This has been great. As always, until we see you next time, may the moon smile upon you. Good night.